Yowie, wowie. Let's go. Ho, ho, ho. I feel like I should have 3 screens. Honestly. 2 screens just never enough. Oh, that's cooler than it usually is. Forgot I put ice. I don't usually put ice in my thermos. Dooch, doo, dooch. Doo, 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 doo. Doo. That was going to be a small one today, looks like. Currently subject to change. Currently 4 people, but all very notable duelists of this particular scene. Dump Truck, Helios Strider, Ghost of 40 First Past, and Soul Emerald 69. Possibly more to come for this Mecha format. Now, for those who don't know what Mecha format is, it is essentially, well, it is Metal Raiders plus Tournament Pack 1. Now, what exactly does that mean? What that means is that it's a little bit after Metal Raiders, so it's not, it's not like a weird case of like, oh, it was released at the same time, and it was before about 15, 17 days or so before Magic Ruler came out. So it was definitely like a unique time for the game to be around. And there's a lot of really interesting cards in Tournament Pack 1. Now, of course, there are a lot. It's a small set, and a lot of the cards are pretty suboptimal, to say the least, to put it nicely. But there were some interesting cards, the biggest of which would be Mechanical Chaser, which is an 1850 attack beater. For a vanilla monster, that's really high. That beats out 7-color fish. That beats out Login. It doesn't beat out Dark Elf or Dragumo, but with no downside, it's hard to not run these cards that you don't have to pay life points to attack with Mechanical Chaser, which is really cool. And the other big cards that we might see are the fusion substitute cards, like Goddess with the Third Eye is a good substitute card to help get into those fusion monsters a lot easier than before with, well, Metal Raiders cards, which we didn't really see much fusion strategies. Sometimes we see like Labyrinth Tank. I know I did a Labyrinth Tank Turbo duel a video a while back about the Metal Raiders deck, as well as the we occasionally see like some more janky stuff like Bakuri Box, if very rarely for like a clown control thing, or perhaps a like a twin-headed Thunder Dragon. Looks like we're gonna have 5 people in this tourney. It's very exciting, I think. So we're gonna have that. And occasionally, like some people have theorized about Black Skull Dragon. An issue is like the materials. Yeah, Summon Skull's good, but Red Eyes is kind of a hard card to justify in decks. But thankfully, with all the fusion substitute cards from Tournament Pack 1, like Gods with the Third Eye, Beast King of the Swamps, Versag with the Destroyer, and I believe Mystical Sheep #1, it's much easier to get into fusion monsters because now you don't have to run one of those fairly suboptimal cards. Yeah, we've seen decks in the past that still made use of it in Metal Raiders in that format, like Labyrinth Tank. Materials are like decent to say the least, and as well as Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. But I'm interested to see how we see the decks for this Mecha format, because it does feel a lot different. With Mechanical Chaser, we might see some Umi tech to decrease the potency of our 1850 machine brethren. So that'll be interesting to see. Perhaps we'll see more tried and true critter strategies like Cannon Burn, Exodia, Mass Control, that sort of deal we're looking at. So I'm interested to see how this turns out. We should be starting very much soon. Get that out of here. So let's see how the brackets are going to be looking. I am told there will at least be 5 yet. I guess we'll just have to see what people want to watch, which duelist to check out first. I have to bounce around between like a million tabs. But I'm excited to do something like this. Do locals. Hey, Master Druid, what's up? I haven't really hosted one of these things before. I've been part of a couple other streams like finals and stuff, but first time hosting this is which from Yugioh from Zero. Saw him on my fairly recent LOB meta video. And this is another format I find really exciting, so I'm excited to like check this out. Okay, looks like there will be 5 people with Blah entering. With Dump Truck, looks like is getting a pass or something. No. Round 1, a Helios Rider against Blah. And then that whoever wins that will face Dump Truck. And then the other semifinal will be Ghost versus Soul. So, make sure I'm doing this right. 6 or 8 last minute. It definitely keep me up to date when like this stuff starts. I'm trying to. figure this out. So whenever people decide to start this, use some last minute signups, which is no problem because that means we will have more duels to check out. Be a little shocked if we get to see everyone just with bases of people playing at the same time, but we'll try and see as much as we can tonight, I think. What was exactly out for machines in LOB format? LOB format. Not much, I can tell you. I'm trying to think of machines. There's, I think, 2 in LOB. Steel Ogre Grotto and Metal Dragon. Is Metal Dragon a machine? Definitely Steel Ogre Grotto. That's like, I think that's like the only one. So LOB format, you're not really seeing much going on, especially that with Metal Dragon, because that ain't gonna work. Maybe Yugi Kaiba, you can have something fun with that. That would be exciting. We're just gonna hang out for a while. Meanwhile, I'll crack open my Dr. Pepper Strawberries and Cream Zero Sugar. Some good shit. Bam! Yep, without lodging, there are better fusions. It's interesting just how much 50 attack points can increase with a monster, because suddenly you can beat over all those other monsters, and yeah, other people are going to play it. But now, at least with that, if you're facing someone who is running Chaser and 3 other beaters like La Jin, now you can actually beat over those, and it creates a power dynamic kind of similar to Yugi Kaiba format with, La Jin and then Battle Ox and Neo, which I think is pretty neat. Now, a lot of bigger Yugi tubers from years past, when they would occasionally make a video about this, about critter format, they would talk about TP1 being a part of it and include stuff like Mechanical Chaser. And there was back and forth within the community for a while back about, should we include it or not, and it was ultimately decided no, because it does change the format a lot, kind of similar to Morphine Jar in Tournament Pack 2 to the following format, the Treasure format. Master Droot says, I recall those days while I hardly was getting 1800s, there was to do with already with the Chasers. That guy must have went to his locals or something, right? Good trades, because that, as I believe the ultra rare of one of the ultra rares of Tournament Pack 1. Yeah, you got to be playing the game for that. I own 1 copy, and it's like a European print, so it's not like straight up, not straight up the highest rarity, but it's close enough. I still pay a lot of money for it. As soon as someone pops up here, we will get this on the road. From what I understand, there are still some signups. I'm just itching for a duel. Just kind of itchy. That's okay. That's why I wanted to come here a little early anyway, just so I have time to talk with everyone, chat with everyone, see how everyone's doing on this wonderful Friday night. And that way we're not late to anything. Nothing wrong with that. Yes, moment of silence for B-Sox. He recently had a family member pass, which is why he cannot be here for this stream. So let's give us a brief moment of silence. All right. So, hopefully everything with him is going well. Hopefully nothing too stressful, and he should be back before you notice. It is kind of weird. Like, I know we have a certain name thing, but just going from like a ton of people to no one. A lot of people playing. What was that? Ooh, I see Dueling High on here. Let me turn this off. I don't know if y'all prefer the audio or not. I am a big fan of Dueling High for GOAT format. He is a top tier duelist. Alright, looks like some of the brackets are getting moved around, so still work being in progress, but that means no one is late, and that is a good thing. No one is late to any of this. Yeah, currently, what we got here? Some sort of, not really sure what decks they're playing. Looks like some Go Control. And that's it. Womp. Yeah, the rarity bump. Yeah, I kind of wanted to pick some up today, but I'm waiting until TCG Player updates like all the pictures for them and everything. I definitely want to pick up some good stuff from there. They got Reasoning in Secret Rare. I'm very excited because the previous highest rarity was like a gold printing. So, very excited about that. The whole set is incredible, honestly. Just nothing but like great cards. Is this? Yep. Okay. So we got Soul Emerald 69 against Burn King. Soul is the Harpy Channeler, while Burn King seems to be Ojama King, I believe. So very excited. Yeah, Compulse Lava Golem. I want to see what those the ultimate like prismatic rarities look, because I might pick one up of Lava Golem. I have an OCG ultimate rare, so I'm curious how these look, but that's why I want to wait till I get like pictures of everything, because there are a ton of rarities. I might pick up some supers. Definitely want to pick up some like modern stuff like Forbidden Droplet, Baron de Fleur, Pot of Prosperity, even if it's just like super rares. All right, looks like Krish Horror 666 is back. Very spooky name. I might pick up some other secret rare like rarity upgrades. I might pick up some Ash Blossoms. We'll see. I own like a playset of Ash Blossom, but not like secret. Oh, so Thunder Dragon. Also, do y'all prefer the Dueling Book audio or not? I'm not quite sure. But maybe I'll just have it on, have the little noise. Ah, never mind. So Sept, not kind of T-Set. Blossom Secrets. Yeah, I have the ultras of the alt art, but I prefer the original art. So a Pot of Greed turned one with the Pot of Greed sleeves. That is a created destiny, if I've ever seen any. So what will he do, I wonder? He's going to set. Okay, T-Set. More than a T-Set. We got an L-Set. Let's go. Doobly back row. So it could be a lot. Could be a lot. So is my chat like appearing on this thing? My little box. Okay, we're going to set another card. So we're getting a lot of sets on the field, which is curious. the box should be working. Chat box. We got Magician of Faith to reuse the Pot of Greed. Nothing but cards for Krish right now. Or Chris. It's like Chris. Krish. Chris Har. Yeah, I gotta say it right. Really baiting out that heavy. But the Raigeki will take care of both sets. Oh, and it is a Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest. So 2 cards from the field to the grave. But they will replace themselves in the form of Mechanical Chaser and Muka. And with that heavy hand, Muka will be a force to deal with. But a Summoned Skull can get some good pressure in. Let's see if he can capitalize on it. And he does. Wondering what that face down is. Not scared whatsoever. The Summoned Skull with the Lightning Blast. Or whatever his thing is called. His attack. I know he uses lightning. Pot of Greed from Soul. What comes around goes around, I suppose. How's everyone doing out there? Everyone having a good night? I'm excited. We got Mecha format, September 2002. Let's go, baby. Normal's a Sangan. Interesting. You can't bait out Torrential Tribute because that card does not exist. But it potentially baits out an... Ooh. Could have prevented a trap hole with just a normal summon, but that was all to lure out the Fissure, which got Solemn Judgment. The big nope. Chris on the Solemn Judgment. The Solemn Judgment is kind of a card of contention on whether it's good enough for this format to be main deck at 3 copies. Perhaps some people play more, some people don't run it at all, but in the case of Chris, he decides to run it using a Fissure to take care of the Sangan and wants to go all in with Summoned Skull and the Mechanical Chaser. This is Tournament Pack 1, baby, but the Waboku is going to protect him for another turn. Will this be enough? Will Soul be able to come back from this dire situation and discarding the Thunder Dragon? Not done yet with his turn. He adds 1. He adds 2. Deck thinning, baby. That's what I like to call it. Look at this bad boy. 1850, 800. Can be searched off. Witch of the Black Forest. Can beat over other beaters. Buy Kingdom for a foil Waboku. We do have, I believe, Shatter Foil is the highest rarity. The Speed Duel might be worth a couple bucks too currently because it is playable. But the Dark Hole! Does Chris have a Solemn to counter this? Perhaps a Magic Jammer? And he does not. The hole will suck. 2 monsters up. And the game continues. And certainly not over yet. With 5,500 life points against 4,000. A Trap Hole will be awaiting the opposing Mechanical Chaser from Soul. And a Swords of Revealing Light will protect Soul for 3 turns unless some other card pops up. And we have not seen a Heavy Storm yet. He's going to normal summon Sangan. Interesting play. But 1 counter for Swords of Revealing Light. Hand shuffles from both duelists. What shall he do? What shall he do? He summons the Muka. Okay. Gets a nice buff to 2,100 attack. Much stronger than a Mechanical Chaser. So Muka still puts in more than enough work. Attacks right into the Sangan. Will it be a trap? There is a Waboku, which does protect the destruction of Sangan as well as the battle damage. So Sangan will remain on the field. For what play? We will find out. For defense mode. That's okay. Sangan is more useful in the graveyard than anything, but 2 sets, that could really be anything. And with a Muka, you're going to want to figure out a way to deal with it. So let's see what we got going on here. Hope everyone's having a good. And anyone who is here that haven't gave the stream a like, please go ahead and give it a like for this amazing 2002 gameplay from Soul 65 and Chris Horror 666. A lot of 6 going around. I like my 6s. Yeah, baby, yeah. Normal summon Witch of the Black Forest. Okay, that's going to be a good play. That will decrease Muka Muka a little bit, but you do get another body on the field for a monster that does not mind getting destroyed. That's going to attack the Sangan, which will fetch Chris out something with 1500 or less attack if the Sangan's condition. And remember, this is playing with the original errata, so this you cannot activate. Bollocks does not apply in this tournament. He's going to replace it with the second copy of Sangan. A quick reminder, Sangan and Witch are both at 2 copies each. So Muka will attack and face down and is a Witch. Nothing but the Searcher cards to get something with 1500 or less defense, as opposed to Sangan's attack 1, which is usually more useful in a lot of scenarios because you tend to get more utility cards. Sometimes more beater stuff. You tend to get a lot more options with lower cards, or cards that have lower defense. But they're going to add a Faith to hand, which Faith can get back a variety of good cards, like Pot of Greed or Raigeki. But he will use the swords of his own and set a monster, while the opposing swords from Soul will go straight to the graveyard. And we're almost at 10 likes. We only need 2 more. I believe we can get there. I trust everyone. So, a big hand by Soul. What will he do? He can't attack unless he clears his back row. But with the offensive pressure, he might be in a fine situation. We'll have to see how this plays out. So there's going to be some thinking going on here. He's going to pass. And then Chris is going to set Flip the Faith. What will he get? Between Fissure, Pot of Greed, and Raigeki, he chooses the Raigeki, the board clear. And he's going to shoot that Thunderbolt right down, clearing the Witch and the Muka Muka. But with the Witch, that monster will replace itself in some capacity. Now, what will Soul pick? I'll let you decide. Mechanical Chaser. Opting out of the Muka Muka for another of the TP1 staples. Exciting, exciting. He's going to tribute for a Thunder Dragon. Interesting. To get a little more damage in. I can respect that. I can respect that. Soul's going to draw during his draw phase. Standby main. With a fully loaded ham. Hand. Goodness, I got ham on the mind, apparently. A Sept and a Reborn. A lot of solid picks, and he's going to decide on the Witch of the Black Forest. This can get more cards out of his deck, so I can see why he did that. But he will pass. Witch Swords has used its second turn, I believe. 9 likes. Just one more person needs to get us one more like, and then we're gonna be in there. We're gonna be in there. So Chris will set a card, go in the battle phase. Will he attack the unknown or the known? He's going for the unknown, which is the goddess with the third eye, the Witch facing forward. So we know Soul now is on some sort of fusion strategy, which is very interesting when you consider that something like Witch and Sangan can both search out this material out. Now, what kind of fusion cards we're going to see? Hopefully, we'll find out this stream. A heavy storm, the heaviest on 4 cards. But Waboku will chain to that, protecting Chris's monsters this turn. Yo, Xavier Wolf, what's up? TCG until I die for real. I agree with you, buddy. Oh, polymerization. So they're both on the fusion strategy. That is very exciting. They can actually make Sandwich. Unfortunately, Sandwich is not legal in this format because it would be quite a while before it was released in this game. I believe, I want to say Soul of the Duelist. But theoretically, you could. Yo, DK0, what's up? Thank you for being you. Of course, any way I can help out, I enjoy these stuff. It's like the one day I have some free time. Nope. Yeah, Sandwich will take quite a while. It would be busted in this format, though, if you can just send a Witch and a Sandgan, like, from field, get 2 searches, get another monster. Mwah, chef's kiss right there. And we got the 10 likes with 10 concurrent viewers. Let's go. Very hype about that. I don't know if my chat box is working. Keep looking back at it. Goodness, this is what I get for like trying new things. So the Witch of the Black Forest is going to activate. Nothing wrong with that. Soul is viewing the deck. What will Soul rip out of it? It's a lot of cards to contemplate on. We have the Mechanical Chaser on field, which does have the highest offensive pressure for a Cannon Soldier. All right, bring out the Cannon Soldier. Yeah, Chris. Although Chris did set 2 polymerizations, so it seems to be a little bit of a bluff in a way. So it's not the worst case scenario as far as what could have happened. Now, had that been stuff like Mirror Force or another Solemn, I mean, his other card was a Chainable Waboku. So, minimal damage, I will say, from that. It was whipping out the Cannon Soldier early on. Polymerization! Yo, going all in. Will we see Labyrinth Tank? Let's find out. Ooh, a Thunder Dragon. 2 Thunder Dragons. Harvey Brother was not out yet. That would be at Pharaoh's Servant. 2 sets after Metal Raiders for the twin-headed Thunder Dragon, shooting its lightning blast attack on the minuscule 1600 Thunder Dragon, 1200 less than the Thunder Dragon of the 2-headed variety. Scary Berry, that's what I call it. Just going all in. The Mechanical Chaser will attack the face down, which is a Sandgang, which will add another card to Chris's hand, which does mitigate some dead draws. So let's see what this will work out. The Raigeki is in the graveyard, but the Dark Hole is still somewhere within the deck's components. And Cannon Soldier trying to attack for 1400 damage, which could possibly be game if he gets these 3 burn off using Cannon's missiles. It launches the Mechanical Chaser for 500. Will it go through? That goes through. And 2 for the twin-headed Thunder Dragon. Will we see Trace? Well, we see the trio. Boom! It launches itself, and that is the game. Yowie, wowie. Wild first game. This is Mecha format. Was that? No, that was game 1. That was game 1. We're still waiting game 2. We still need a game 2. I'm pretty sure. Both players are revealing what they had. Yep, okay, so they're going into sighting. Alright, this is very exciting. Also, can I just get, like, my chat box to work? Maybe if I change... predict on everyone being fusion. Well, it's definitely the fun strategy, because that's really the main strategy that comes from Tournament Pack 1 is the fusion cards. Now, Mechanical Chaser is a big card, but it isn't a whole strategy all on its own. It's essentially just another beater. But we could possibly see some Umi plays to play around it. I'd be surprised, but hey, who's to say? So it looks like Chris will go first with one set. Could be anything. Set and a pass. Wow, how about that? How about dem apples? Also, I might need to turn this down a little bit. Sound a little bit better, maybe. Make sure my audio isn't peaking too much. We got a Thunder Dragon. Okay, that should be better. Yeah, Goddess helps out Fusion Turbo a lot because it gets you into a variety of things. Like if you're running Cannon Soldier, if you're running Thunder Dragon, which a lot of decks are, you'll get access to at least 2 Fusion monsters right off the bat. The very powerful Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon and the respectable Labyrinth Tank. Musician King, yes, Musician King is also around because of Witch of the Black Forest. I'll be surprisingly happy if we see a Bakuri box. Also, this needs to go way down. Goodness, my audio level's off the charts because I'm just so excited about Mecha format. Can you blame me? Maybe we'll see a Black Skull Dragon. What are the odds? What are the odds? He did have Skull, so yeah, we could possibly see Black Skull. A Battle Ox. Interesting. Does that mean Chris is contemplating at some point in his deck building a Rabid Horseman? I don't think I've ever seen Battle Ox in Critter format, let alone Mecha format, where you have an additional very strong beater monster. Yeah, we never got Heavy Metal Musician King. Battle Ox, what is this? May 2002? That's crazy. Crazy sauce, I'd say. So Saul will set, pass. That Battle Ox, too threatening. Top 10 vanilla beaters in this format. I'm calling it right now. I just say it how it is. But a Change of Heart will reveal what the face down monster is. I hope it is a Mystic Horseman for Chris's sake. It is, a Magician of Faith. You hate to see the flip. And it's like that Change of Heart might as well have never had happen. And tributing for a Curse of Dragon. What the frick is this? Oh! Oh! We could have seen Gaia the Dragon Champion and Rabid Horseman on the same field, but a Mirror Force will bounce that Dragonic Fire right back and burn the land that is Chris Harr's field. Holy cannoli. And this is the first round of the Mecha format. Yu-Gi-Oh! From Zero, YGO from Zero, locals. How's everyone doing? Yeah, Witch of the Black Forest. All right. Direct for 1100. Not a ton of damage, but every poke matters. Especially in a format where Cannon Soldier is so prevalent. Because as we saw game 1, Cannon Fire can really compound interest. But back to Chris's turn. He will take that 1100 and summon the Mechanical Chaser. TP1 represent. Change of Heart. Interesting. So the thing with Change of Heart, even if Witch gets sent to the graveyard by like a tribute or like a Mirror Force, let's say theoretically, Soul will still get the search. So interesting, he's going for that double damage for that. I wonder what his game plan is. But he is giving that Witch back, so it lives to fight another day. Perhaps Chris just did not want to give Soul that search. That would be my thought towards the matter. But Soul is going to be thinking, and with a lot of cards on field, I understand that you got to think about it. With a Summon Skull hitting the field, Can completely obliterate Chaser, except for a trap hole, but the 7 tools of the bandit can't stop the counter trap unless you got a solemn judgment. But that will stop it. Or an opposing 7 tools, I suppose. But you still gotta pay the toll, the troll toll. However, the Sangan will get a nice search out, whereas Summon Skull will still stay on the field. So it's looking good for Soul at the moment. And he attacks Mechanical Chaser with the Magical Lightning. Thankfully, Mechanical Chaser... thankfully, Summon Skull is not a spellcaster card, and this is not the anime, because, as we know, in the anime, spells just blow right off of machines for some reason. I don't write it. That's just Kishimoto for you. Not Kishimoto. Shit. Takahashi. I don't know why I got Naruto on the mind. Any Naruto fans in chat? I used to read that shit weekly. So Soul's going to be thinking about this. Will we see any sets? He's thinking about it. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And that looks like it's going to be a no. Pot of Greed can't ask for a better card than that. Draw 2 cards. That simple. Now, hopefully, those cards can be something in Chris's favor, but the Fissure already on field will crack that skull right to the ground. When we see a battle, is that the second? We got 2 Battle Loxes in play, ladies and gentlemen. Battle Lox will attack directly for 17, and the Swords will protect the Ox for another, potentially, 3 turns. Will we survive 3 turns? We will find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Soul's going to set because Battle Lox, as we've already established in the past, is incredibly powerful. Incredibly powerful. Monster Reborn. Ooh, we're going to bring back the Witch, opting out from the Summoned Skull. Alright. Playing on the defensive side. I see where this is going. Chris is going to draw. And let's see if Chris can capitalize on this. Ooh! The Thunderbolt will clear that right off. And now we got a game 3. Buki, what's up? A lot of weird stuff. People are playing for Torment Pack 1, and I am loving every minute of it. Battle Lox for game in September 2002? You gotta be kidding me! This can be anyone's game. They're both playing some fun stuff. And that's what we're here for. And it looks like, just going back on the bracket real quick, it looks like Helios Strider has defeated Blah and will be advancing to the semifinals. And whoever wins this round will be going to face Ghosts of 41st Pass. So very excited for this. Very excited. So we got some setting as it's usually going on. That's kind of how this Metal Raiders era typically works. Very minefield mentality when it comes to the decks. Because you have so much little critters and things that are getting you advantage or stopping the opponents dead in their tracks. You know, Thanasos, what's up? Bring back the beard. It's grown a little bit. Don't worry. It comes back in cycles. It'll be back before you know it. Especially as it starts to get colder outside, as it kind of has been. But I have a little stubble if you look close enough. I've been liking not as much facial hair a little lately. Also worked with my Halloween costume, which was like the main thing. Because I went as Ryan Gosling from Drive, and it's pretty good. So we got the Sangan being revealed from the Swords or revealing a light, and the Change of Heart will steal it right away. Top content. Oh, you know it. Dream Cloud. Oh, we might see Bakuri Box. Dream Cloud and the Witch will attack with Sangan in defense. Interesting. Will this go through? With Swords Revealing Light, this does give some good utility for Dream Cloud to potentially get its effect off. Main 2, he's going to set a card and end his turn just like that. Without the stash. All right, maybe I'll bring the stash back. I think I can pull out the stash at some point. I'm kind of mad about this. My chat box not working. It used to work until I got these made these new stream layouts. Should I just go to my there we go. I'll just axe it for now. maybe I'll put some art on there. Let's see. So let's see. Chris is going to be thinking as I am multitasking. Let's see. I know I just got the Mechanical Chaser card art for my community tab. So I know I have that. So let's go with that. Man, this field, we are seeing all sorts of fusion from Chris's deck, and I'm very excited. Hopefully we can see that at some point. There we go. How does that look? Now we got some art on there. Because we know he's in his extra deck. He's running 4 cards. Which, I mean, theoretically could be just a... You could run any card, like any of the fusion cards. That's just how the fusion deck is unlimited. But we have seen clowns. So we have seen at least potentially for Bakuri Box, Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, Rabbit Horseman, and Gaia. And with which we've seen potential for Musician King. And there's a good chance there's something else. He seems to be running the most gumbo fusion deck. I want to fusion summon anything of somewhat relevance. Yeah, 8,000 to a cut 45, potentially more. But we'll see what this witch will fetch soul out. Another Sangan. All right, I respect it. And dishing in another 1,100 damage. That Dream Clown is just sticking to the field like some goo. That's a gooey card. Soul, once again, typically has a very heavy hand, but can he make the most of it? We've only seen one fusion monster in this match thus far, and that was Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon Game 1. But Chaser, will hit the trap hole, sending it straight to the graveyard. The last will get something out. It will special summon, in which Trapple cannot destroy, because Trapple only affects normal and flips. And the Muka Muka, what a great choice with such a dummy thick hand. That's right, I said it. Hand. 2,400 attack. And it's going to punch right into the wish. Oh, a Mirror Force! You hate to see it, but that is just a fact of life. It's going to pass it to Chris. Chris will draw. Potentially another card. Backwards looking a little thin, but the Heavy Storm will just clear everything out. With Boku, another fantastic card to showcase in this because it is chainable to destruction, in which Battle Locks will not be able to get in any damage. But he seems to be going all in the attack mode and passing. Now, we have seen the Mirror Force, so I wonder what this face down could potentially be. Hopefully, Soul comes back. Don't run away. It's not over yet. You still got a chance, and he's back. He was halfway out the door. He goes, no, I ain't done yet. Daddy don't work that way. Came back with the milk carton. Is he gonna bake a cake? Let's find out. Heavy Storm. Is there a push coming? Let's find out. What is the face down? It is a bluff dark hole. A pro hole if I've ever seen one. And I know my holes. Dr. Pepper. Zero sugar. Let's go. Mecha format. 11-3-2023. Let's go. God, my mic's probably going to be destroyed after this stream. Goodness gracious. So it's currently Soul's turn. He's looking at the graveyard. Not too many cards played from him, so he probably has a solid lineup of options from the hand, which he's clearly contemplating about, especially after that heavy storm. Because now it's pretty much open season for Chris's field, because he only has the Dream Clown, the Witch of the Black Forest, and the Battle Ox with no other cards on the back row or in hand. But a Mechanical Chaser showing its powerful dominance and a change of heart, stealing what else but the Battle Ox? Yeah, the Godzilla shirt. I've had this for like 5 years or so. I don't know. Also, happy Godzilla Day today, by the way. I saw Godzilla 2000 in theaters just the other night. Very fun. So Chaser's going to attack into the Clown. All right. And then what next? Yeah, if you don't know, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. Battle Ox attacking into the Witch of the Black Forest. I believe I got this from GameStop years ago. I want to say. I don't know if they would still have that, but that's where I picked it up from. Just a bunch of attacking. Is this the swing in game right here? Because the Mirror Force is gone. The Dark Hole is gone. He's used at least one sword. We don't know how many swords he has in deck. Maximum of 2. But he will get the Faith out, which can get some solid options. Should have got a Dream Cloud Switch in defense. Potentially, but you also don't want that card finding a way to bite you in the butt again. But will it pay off, though? I guess we'll have to find out. Currently, Soul is still in a good position. Now, he gets the Battle Ox back. The Battle Ox, at minimum, or at this point, really, at maximum, is take care of the Witch, which can get Soul into another monster if he decides to do that. Now, he will draw into the Thunder Dragon, which will get out 2 more copies of Thunder Dragon. But what can he do with that is yet to be seen. So we know that his hand at the moment is Thunder Dragon, Faith with Battle Ox on board. Battle Ox will swing its mighty, tremendous axe right into the shoulder of Witch. Soul is thinking. What is he thinking on? Are we going to see the card? You know what I'm talking about. Also, Rocket Cat, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Trying to confirm the axe swing into the Witch. Will Witch get decapitated on 7:44 p.m. Eastern Time? Holding my breath while Soul is thinking. By the way, if anyone here has not dropped a like or a subscribe yet, please consider to do so. Because this is an amazing duel so far. And this is just the first game of many to come tonight. At the Yugioh from Zero, Mecha Locals. The attack will go through. Witch of the Black Forest has been cleaved in 2, but it leaves behind in its little Russian nesting doll another card. Which that card could be anything with 1500 or less defense. Soul's definitely thinking about this. The game's not over. It really can go in either player's favor. Chris has done a pretty good job in doing his best to keep up to speed with that very powerful previous turn from Soul 65. And you gotta say like 65 because there's an exclamation point right there. But highlights up vertical. That's a weird feeling. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone doing good? So he will search the Faith himself, just like Chris did last turn. No, this is a current duel. This is the current live in living color locals of the Mecha format, which is not a list format, rather it is a format based around Tournament Pack 1 and the release of that. So prior to Magic Ruler. Ooh, a Raigeki, that's going to leave a mark, especially with the face down. We know it's Faith, because we know of the other cards, which is such an unfortunate one, because that could have got you some very powerful options here. But nevertheless, that is what happened. In which he will attack and set a card. Yeah, he felt that. Yeah, Thunderbolt. It's very shocking power. So he will set the Unknown. Discard the Thunder Dragon. Alright. Just for discarding. You are allowed to do that. Some interesting why he decided to go with that. But we shall find out. He'll flip the Magician of Faith to get back. Ooh, there's some very powerful options here. Raigeki, Reborn, Change of Heart, Heavy Storm, Fissure, or Last Will. Now, Chris is thinking about this. And he says it's okay. He gives a thumbs up. He's saying, take your card, do what you may, and Soul decides to select the Monster Reborn. With the magical Ankh, something comes from the graveyard. What could it be? Possibly another Chaser, possibly a Muka Muka, possibly a Sangan, or possibly a Witch. He decides on the Witch. Alright, going the safer route of other than the power-hungry route if you had chosen a secondary mechanical chaser. But he brings back the Witch. Bro, yeah, he says the bro. Ooh, in the polymerization, it's fusion time, baby. Gods the Third Eye and the Witch, the two witches of both angles, of course, is the one and only Musician King. The Musician King will also trigger Witch of the Black Forest, getting another card for Soul, showing the power of Musician King. And this is a card I have discussed its OCG impact on my channel, if you have not seen that. Definitely recommend seeing the OCG Fusions video I have produced. Yeah, Musician King. I didn't think we see Musician King this stream, but, 750, that can beat over Battle Locks. I'm just saying, and I wouldn't not normally say that, but in this duel, it could come up. However, this is a very hefty amount with 250s. That equals at least 100. Shredding guitars. I used to have a guitar. I used to have one. It was a blue electric guitar. And I had an amp that was like this big. It was huge. It was really cool. And that is the duel. Soul 65 wins with the Musician King. Unfortunately, we didn't see many other fusions, but we did see at least two, and two different ones, so I will take that. Exact lethal. Can you believe it? Can you believe that? Insane. That was game one. So, now we, all right, let's just jump right in. We're in game 2 out of 3. It's 1-1. We got in at a good moment. Bam, we are not slowing down. The conductor stops for no man tonight on this Friday. We got Helios Trident with the Ling Karibo art, and Dump Truck with the Swap Frog art. Heavy Storm will take care of a bunch of cards, but Waboku will protect Dump Truck this turn. Pow. Pow right in the kiss up. He's setting a card with the Malefic World sleeves, and it activates card destruction. Interesting. Look at that. Look at that hand. Double Muka, double TD. Very interesting. Some Iron Maiden. Let's see. I think at one point I could do like some very basic chords of like Master of Puppets, like very like preschool version of it. Aqualung. I like playing Aqualung. That was a good one. Smoke on the Water. That was a fun card. Or a fun song to play on guitar. I was terrible at guitar, by the way. Monster Reborn on the Witch attacks into a witch, which has a bigger booty than the fist of the other one. We're going to set. Game is still fresh. Even though we are in game 3. The only good Metallica song, hot take. Iron Maiden is the best band. So some hot takes right there. Change of heart, see what this face down is. Reveal it to be a man-eater bug. Whoa, that will deal with the witch, but the witch will be reincarnated as a new monster. Masked Sorcerer. All right, we got some masked powers at play here. The Man-Eater bug will attack with the witch. Man-Eater bug being used on the other player. The original controller is a good way to get some pressure going on by Helios. And the swords, as we've seen, is a good stalling tactic. Blue Oyster Cult. Oh, I love Blue Oyster Cult. Spectres is probably my favorite album, but I am a big fan of... what was it? The Burning, I think, was the album. Yeah, the Fire of Unknown Origin. That whole album. Joan Crawford. That song. Boppin'. Twist it. Pull it. Bop it. Bam! And the Cannon Soldier comes out. Hits right into a Mirror Force. Right back at you like Kirby. Going to the graveyard. Suddenly, the only thing protecting Helios is the Swords of Revealing Light. And what are the odds we can get to 15 likes this stream? I believe in everyone. We're at 11. Just 4 more likes. Mechanic Chaser will be sent directly from deck to hand to Helios because of the Witch of the Black Forest, which is a good pull. Now, what will he do for the rest of his turn? We will find out. Donated the like age. All right. Let's go. 13 likes. Almost on our way to 15 likes. Dump Truck has a dump truck's worth of a hand. What will you play in preparation for the potential amount of advantage Helios can grab from these Swords of Revealing Light? He's checking the graveyard. He's checking his list. He's thinking twice. Is he naughty or nice? He's playing naughty with the Heavy Storm. He wants to get that pressure in right away, and the Faith may improve with that. With the Monster Reborn pulling out what? A Summon Skull, it looks like from the other side. There was a Dream Clown apparently played earlier in the game. Wow. Look at this. This is a field. This is a board. And this is direct damage. And that is the match. Dump Truck with the GG. Look at that. Nothing but power with the Cannon Soldier. Cannon Soldier, so scary. So very, very scary. Very exciting stuff. Love to see it. Love to see it. So next game we have is Ghosts of 41st Pass and Soul Emerald. Which, here we are. Da-da-da-da. Daddy Janjo here for the team, baby. Yo, JDZ, what is up? What am I watching here? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. We are watching I am hosting the Yugioh from Zero Mecha format locals. Yugioh from Zero unfortunately cannot host this time, so I offered to host this. Cosmo, what is up? Welcome, my dude. So Mecha format, for those who don't know, it is not a format based on a list. However, it is right after Critter format. That takes place in September 2002, which goes to the set of Tournament Pack 1. So it's Critter format plus TP1. Basically, the important things from that you got to know is that we got Mechanical Chaser and we got Fusion Substitute cards. So we have a new, very strong 1850 beater, plus the addition of the Fusion Substitutes that can get us into a variety of cards, such as Musician King to activate Witch of the Black Forest, powerful beaters like Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, other powerful beaters potentially like Black Skull Dragon, and so many other cards. Labyrinth Tank, Bakuri Box, potentially could have saw Rabid Horseman and Guy the Dragon Champion in the first game we were covering. Fortunately, we did not see that, but we did see the benefits of Musician King. And this is currently the second of the semifinals matches. We have a fairly small turnout, but fantastic games regardless. And the winner of this will go on to the finals to face Dump Truck. And we'll just have to play it from there. But we have a very saturated board right now. What is this app we're using? Also, Xavier Wolf, what's up? Were you here earlier? I don't recall. This is duelingbook.com. Duelingbook, one word.com. It is a fantastic way to play a fairly tabletop-esque experience for Yu-Gi-Oh! If you don't like the more automated stuff of like Master Duel and whatnot, and like Ignis and so forth. So we got the Muka Muka. He's going to attack into Chaser with a very high amount of attack. Look at that. Thick 27. That's something a Blue Eyes White Dragon would love. Follow, subscribe, perhaps share out in that order. And by the way, on my Patreon currently, for as little as $2, you can check out the next Yu-Gi-Oh! History video. It is the finale to Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. I can't believe we got there already. Very exciting stuff. Also, make sure to check out Yugioh from Zero's YouTube page. I recently did a collab with him on my LOB Legend of Blue Eyes March 2002 meta video. So definitely check his channel out and go support him and stuff, because he hosts these local stuff and other tournaments that see representation on formatlibrary.com. Some really cool stuff going on there. Speaking of really cool stuff going on here, both duelists, Rain Dance and Soul, are really going at it. This is not a quick MMA fight. This is a 30-round boxing match. Hope everyone's doing good. And can we get to those 15 likes? I know we can do it. Let's go. Welcome to Mecha format, baby. So it's currently on, let's see, whose turn is it? Soul with a fresh draw. It could be anything. It could even be a ghost. Main phase 1. The gloves are off. Let's see what's going on here. We're looking at their graveyard. We got Pot of Greed. 7 tools was used early on. This is still game 1. So very exciting things. The chefs are definitely doing some cooking. Yo, Xavier Wolf, thank you for the $2. Xavier Wolf says, thank you for loving Yugioh. Heart. Let's celebrate their 5th super on a live stream. Thank you very much, my man. Thank you for the $2 and the 5th super. It's so incredible. You are the man. Gonna flip that Thunder Dragon. I'm very excited, especially because I didn't get a stream yesterday. I just had like a lot of stuff going on. So just being able to stream this of all thing, being a very lucky to be able to host someone else's like content. It's very exciting. So the Witch will fetch out a Sangan, just keeping that the turntables here going on. In which Rain Dance will continue on the fun here. Now, Soul has some experience from the last game, in which it seems like Rain Dance got the lucky jump to this point. So let's see how that carries on, my wayward son. Soul will draw. Standby main. All right. I'm liking it. I like the draw standby main. No trap does shoot because it is not out yet. Don't have to worry about that in this format, I'd tell you. Got to keep the critters chain going. Oh, absolutely. You got to keep them, keep looping, because that's just more advantage. It's more deck thinning. It's a great way to go about it, especially if you don't need anything too specific at this current moment in time. It is almost kind of reminiscent of like GOAT format warrior decks, where you just kind of keep getting stuff until you need it. Just kind of keep like an even flow of supply going on. It is the trains of all decks. History of Yugioh 1 says we call it Mecha format, but this is very much late critter format. Yeah, so technically this is before the list. So this is before the release of Magic Ruler and the Magic Ruler list. So you do see some YouTube videos, a lot of like older YouTube videos that talk about the Metal Raiders era, and they do include TP1, but most of the retro community agrees at this current moment in time that TP1 is not legal by the list, and the list is going to stay on the release of Metal Raiders and not a month later or a couple months later, whichever it was, to Tournament Pack 1. But we definitely see some really interesting things. I mean, in regards to formats, because I'm mostly a list purist myself, but in regards to additional, like, intermediate formats, it's hard to say that this one is anything but exciting, as we are seeing tonight in droves. A fissure will send the Faith to the graveyard, it looks like, for perhaps a big push. Let's find out. Yeah, it still plays very much. It's essentially critter format, just with more spice, and that's fun to see, right? You see a little more beaters, so you're not really seeing as much like lodge-ins and 7-colored fishes. But you do see a little more gimmicky stuff here, so should the duelist, the deck builder, decide to do that. Meant in terms of how the format mirrors critter. Oh yeah, I mean, it's still like critter. It's basically critter adjacent, right? Just with the fusion fun. Going straight to the battle phase. Cannon will attack first, and this will hit a Waboku, which will protect from battle damage, not by effect damage. So Soul could theoretically burn if he wanted to. But with the swords, he decides, that's okay. I think I'll pass and let my field be. Let it be. Let it be. Can we get to 15 likes? Come on. It's not like Treasure, TP2, or Morphing Jar just warps everything. Yeah, Morphing Jar, in that jar format, or whatever people want to call it, it's definitely interesting. And that's more of a weird point of contention, is TP2. But Morphing Jar is such a crazy card. Such as Dark Hole. Just wipe in the field. Wipe in the field like I wipe my ass. I was going to have more of a joke there, but I think that's just good enough. Friday Night Delight with Big Daddy Janjo, the one-wing duelist, the King of Draw style. Let's go. So a lot of people checking out this duel. I don't blame them. This is a banger. And so far tonight, we got bangers after bangers, and we got 14 likes. One person in the stream who has not given this a like should give this a like. Unless everyone has, then I'm good. Then I'm good. But we're almost at 15. I believe we can get to 15 by the end of this duel. By the end of this duel, I believe in it. Whereas Soul is at his main phase 1, staring down 2 face-down monsters, 2 face-down spell and traps. Places that second counter, as a reminder from Rain Dance, to make sure, like, no shenanigans are going on. 15 likes. Let's go. Boom. You know it's all about the boom. Fusion. Oh, shit. God of the Third Eye and Summon Skull. Is it happening? Is it happening? It's the Black Skull Dragon. It's the Black Skull. The Beast Skull. A B skull for B socks. For you, buddy. The Raigeki will shoot down its heavenly thunder at a giant soldier of stone and a Sangan. Not that that would matter to a Black Skull, but a direct 32 may be very damaging to the life points of Rain Dance. Will it go through? That was ahead of Exodia. Whoa. Hold the phones. Hold the phones. We got Black Skull Dragon facing up against Exodia. Is this the Collector's Tin battle? What's going on here? Interesting, says Soul. I agree. Now, Exodia is a very scary deck in Critter format, but I'm still interested to see in this. And Black Skull Dragon will shoot off a Molten Fireball, blasting away these three nice ladies into oblivion. And Rain Dance will savor the sweet taste of his life points for one turn more. What will happen? What will happen? Main phase 1. Have we seen other cards? We've only seen one board clear from Rain Dance. That's going through. The messengers, of course. A Monster Reborn. Reviving what exactly? Does he revive a witch? Yes, a witch. A witch of the Black Forest seems to be the popular pick. We've seen witches. We've seen sometimes mech chasers. We've seen sometimes summon skull. But witch is probably on average the most popular one because you can get additional advantage and protection from it with the Monster Reborn. Well, Black Skull Dragon is great. Honestly, out of like any card in the game, I think Black Skull Dragon deserves an alt art. That's just like my like little thing. I would love that to have alt art. And with Witch going to the graveyard, Rain Dance could get another piece of Exodia, but opts out to reverse the Molten Fireball, firing right back at the fusion. Arise Black Dragon and Summon Skull, or in this case, Summon Skull and Goddess with the third eye, sending the Black Skull Dragon straight to hell. Happened with the retrain. Yeah, we got Archfiend. Was it Archfiend Black Skull Dragon? Which I need to pick up a higher rarity of that. I think I just have like an ultra rare. Rain Dance is going to set and pass. Yeah, Red Eyes Metal Dragon has alt art. Black Skull Dragon though, like maybe that'll be a Patreon video of just like alt art I'd like to see. That'd be fun. Set and pass. Interesting. All right. I wonder if you'll see more fusion plays from Soul. We know he has summoned in the past some other fusions, so I don't know how many polymerizations he's running, but we've seen at least one thus far. The Rain Dance will set. Will he play into the back row? That is a no. That is a pass. As Soul will start his turn, and let's see if he can perhaps push or keep the tempo going. Whose turn is it really? Let's find out. A Dark Hole. All right, going on the aggressive. He's going to play the Exodia challenge here, sending a Witch and a Giant Soldier of Stone to the graveyard. The right arm of the Forbidden One. Is that it? Is that it? No, it does not look like it. Rasengan shall hit the field and attack for 1k. The threat of Exodia, that's a ticking time bomb. Anything can happen. And you got to be careful when dealing with Exodia in this format, where you have 2 Sangans and 2 Witches around. And they're both around somewhere. But so far, Soul has done a good job playing around the defenders, the 2 Giant Soldiers Stone. So it just keeps passing to Soul. Wonder what's going on here. Double Sangan, double the trouble, double the 1,000 damage. 2 for 2k. Will it get through? Will it get through? And it does get through. Big brain play. Add only one piece of Exodia to your deck and give your opponent perpetual anxiety. Oh, I already have enough anxiety for my day-to-day basis. And we got 17 likes. You might as well get to 20 at this point. Mavros, Skylos, what is up? How is this game called? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but this is on Dueling Book, if you're wondering. In the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing the September 2002 format, the community titled Mecha format, which goes up to the set of Tournament Pack 1, slightly right after Metal Raiders, but right before the release of Magic Ruler. We got some very exciting games right here. We've seen some fun fusions and a lot of fun duels. Swords will protect Rain Dance, which is great for an Exodia player. But we'll soul play around that. He's definitely thinking about something, but we're not sure exactly what he is thinking about. What will he do in this precarious situation? Because we're playing against someone that you know has Exodia. You can't mess around too much. And he's going to set to activate Sangan proactively. What does he want? He wants the Magician of Faith. There's a few options he might want from that, but will we see it? He's already used his normal summon for that set. So he's going to pass, and the choices go back to Rain Dance for now. I'm trying to see an Exodia win. That would be interesting. I wouldn't rule it past it. We might see Exodia this stream. Another set and another draw. And that's just life, my friends. Main phase 1, will we see some plays happening? A set and pass? Not quite any big plays yet, but with only 8 cards left, Exodia's gotta be somewhere. Exodia's gotta be somewhere. The Raigek hitting the Thunder Dragon, the Sangan, and the set Muka. It was not the Magician of Faith, but that will activate Sangan to pull another card straight from the deck with 1500 or less attack. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, remember viewers of the Janjo Zone and the Yugioh from Zero community, this is only game 1. This is only game 1. We aren't even in the thick of things yet. And a pass. And a pass to Soul. What will Soul do? Soul knows the timer's got to be ticking. But what will Soul do in a situation like this? On the last turn, 4 swords are revealing a light. He is going to set a card and just let it be. Rain Dance draws another card. Swords will go to the graveyard at the previous end phase. Oh, no, I think this is it. This has got to be it. Exodia! Obliterate! With the OCG left arm, the OCG left leg, and the TCG other pieces. I summon the unstoppable Exodia! Can't stop that with a Black Skull Dragon, no siree. Now, that should get some likes for that alone. Sighting in progress. Holy cannoli. What will happen? That was such a back and forth. Soul needed to do something, but could not get that push needed to stop Rain Dance from really hard trying into Exodia for the most part. And now with Duel 2, what will the sighting be like? I don't know what the side decks are. I haven't looked at anyone's deck list or anything. So I'm just as surprised as everyone else on this stream. And yes, we did see some Solemn Judgments. So even if Soul potentially had a heavy storm, that probably would have been stopped. But we don't know what else Soul had up his sleeve to perhaps capitalize on that. Because remember, Solemn Judgment cuts your life points in half. And in a format where Cannon Soldier can be pretty deadly, it can be a double-edged sword in that regard. Now, there is a chance we could see a smoke screen. We're not entirely sure, but there is a chance. There's always a chance. Because the problem with Exodia is that it does have a weakness, is that there's no way to bring it back from the graveyard. Unless there's some really crazy shenanigans with like Monster Reborn and an opposing Wall of Illusion. But I don't think people are really playing Wall of Illusion in Critter format lately. So Sol will start the game off. A Hain. You could do a Hain. It's another janky option. If you want to run some really weird backup combo Exodia build, I suppose. But that was even played in the last format. So Sol is going to do a dirty T set and pass. I think Dump Truck is checking out the competition here. And then Rain Dance will do a legit T set. Glasswell and Hain Exodia when? It could be you, Helio. It could be you. 19 likes, almost at 20. It wasn't that long ago. We were at 15. I'm sure we can get to 20. As Sol will take the reins. Not a single face-up card has hit the field. And he's just passing. He is just saying, I'm good. Rain Dance, do your thing. I'm good right now. He is provoking Rain Dance. He is poking the bear. What will happen? And another. Is this going to go on in perpetuity? Is this what we're messing with here? This is the minefield of the Metal Raiders era. And Muka will finally hit the field, answer the call of arms, gain the attack points, which has been a fairly recent last couple months or so. They've added that. Flip summon the Witch of the Black Forest. Seems like he's possibly going on the offensive here, as he's still contemplating his play. And straight to the battle phase, punching with that Muka can attack over defenders, but in this case, it has more than enough to attack over the measly 600 defense of the Sand Game. But the Sand Game will replace itself. Yeah, all kinds of new features, including lists, like ban list stuff, including the Fiber Jar reset. And then we're attacking straight into Witch of the Black Forest, right into Rain Dance. I'm not sure what other features they added. They also had the Edison Ladder. They added that. I wonder if they'll add more stuff like that in the future. For those who are part of the stream, I'm actually currently working on a Tengu Plant video that's set for probably January of next year. So that's exciting. First Zexal video. Can you believe that? Rain Dance now has the turn priority. What will he pull with this? Let's find out. I'm getting low on my Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream, zero sugar. TCG Rewind? Yeah, maybe. I'll have to see how my script is going. I definitely want it to feel a little bit different, a little more story-driven or something. I don't want these videos to get too banal. See, Muka is hitting the field, so we have Muka from both players. As Muka, I think in this past year, has really shown its power in this era. Yeah, Tengu Plant. Yeah, no, it's really exciting because I never played Tengu Plant or messed around. Really knew much of it until I started doing my research earlier this week on the format. Muka will just barely punch over Sol's Muka, and Muka will destroy Muka, and Sol does not have a Muka anymore, with the only Muka on field is Rain Dance's Muka. So Sol will draw main phase 1, thinking, pondering, contemplating something to do. Muka. It's like a banjo character. Muka. Muka also has 1200 defense. I would be surprised if Rain Dance sets Muka to defense mode, but that's not going to matter when a Dark Hole will just clear the field like an eraser on a whiteboard. And that will activate Witch of the Black Forest, as we all know, we'll search another card out. We need one more like before we get to 20 likes, and that'd be insane. And they're going to use the Thunder Dragon, potentially get 1 to 2 copies from deck to hand, do a little deck thinning action. He's going to pull the 2 to his hand. A very nice looking hand size. He's going to pull a card straight from there, which will be the Mechanical Chaser. It'll hit the trap hole, but the 7 Tools of the Bandit will somehow also has a shovel to put the dirt right back in the hole. And the polymerization, the 2 Thunder Dragons on an empty board will summon off the twin-headed Thunder Dragon. And it's not even over yet, because the last will activate, summoning what else but the Cannon Soldier. The Cannon Soldiers will fire some missiles for 1,400 walloping damage. And I think that's game, ladies and gentlemen. Holy... Oh my god! It's wild. Whew. and now we're going to game 3. We're going to game 3. Fusion go boom. That twin-headed Thunder Dragon. We're seeing the power of the fusions. The power of being able to special summon such a powerful monster. Especially when you look at the fusions in this era. Namely something like Witch of the Black Forest that can be proactively activated on the field. Either by fusioning into Musician King. Or being tribute by a Thunder Dragon and then fusioning. Or just using Thunder Dragon to get those 2 pieces directly from your deck to your hand. Showing the very powerful, especially when you start doing something like on-field shenanigans. Last Will is great. Gets you into Cannon Soldier. It's a very powerful combo, and I'm very excited to see that duelists are able to look through the jank and see, hey, these are actually pretty solid strategies in this format, and they're new and great, partially because of Tournament Pack 1 giving a little bit more leniency to run these strategies. This kind of thing is even more consistent in the OCG's version of this period. Yeah. I mean, the OCG was already pretty wild with its own shenanigans. And the Thunder Dragon from both players. Thunder Dragon showing very good usage. And not in the way a lot of people who are familiar with GOAT format would see it in the Chaos version. Yeah, there are way more fusion opportunities in the OCG. I've actually done a video on Series 1 OCG fusion cards on my channel, so if anyone hasn't checked that out, definitely check that out. Also, almost at 20 likes. Come on, I know we can get one more like. I believe in you all. See, Rain Dance will enter his draw phase. Go right to main phase. Nothing to do in standby. Not really much. I don't think we're going to see a Curse of Fiend anytime soon, which I think that's actually Magic Ruler, right? So I don't think we'd even see that. Good for both players for the Mechanical Chaser normal summon. Chaser will use its variety of hands and arms to relentlessly pursue the witch to destroy it. Now, Soul will be searching the deck. Sand Game will be what Soul decrees. And then a pass from Rain Dance. Now, Soul has the turn. Going to main phase 1. Can he deal with this Mechanical Chaser and the 1 back row card? We haven't really seen anything from Rain Dance aside from the TD and the Chaser. So anything could be lurking beneath the waves. Sandgain will hit the field, summon. Randance says that is kosher. Polymerization, we're seeing another play again. 2 Thunder Dragons to summon into the big boy himself. The Thunderclap, twin-headed Thunder Dragon. But nothing can stop the 3 ladies. These 3 chicks from just being like, nope. Sorry. Next time, boy. So, back to Rain Dance's turn. Can he clear this field on opposing sides? What are these? Pendulum monsters? Twin-headed Thunder Dragon and Sandgam. Both very dangerous monsters in their own right. Chaser will not care and punch right into the Sangan. That will go through for 850 life points, getting Soul another search of a monster with 1500 or less attack. So it's not going to be a beater, but probably a very strong utility card, unless it is a Muka Muka. But he decides to keep that rotation, that sushi line going, the conga line, if you will. And then finishing off with a sprinkle of a Swords of Revealing Light. Which format is the best play on Dueling Book? Well, that depends on what you like to play. That all depends on that. Do you like Modern? Do you like Rush Duels? Do you like Speed Duels? Do you like GOAT format? Do you like Edison format? The world is your burrito. So this Twin-Headed has been staying on field for a little bit, but it cannot do anything if it's blocked by 3 beams of light. But that does not stop Raindance from attacking himself, as he will attack the face down, which is a witch. We'll get another search. So we have seen the 2 witches in play, but only 1 Sangan. Will we see the second Sangan added to hand? Possibly. It could be any other monster, really. A lot of monsters fit the bill in Witch's menu. If you like old stuff, you might like GOAT format. GOAT format is probably one of the slower choices to make. So Bob, CC, Liv, what's up? Are they searching Witch and sending it back and forth for deck thinning? Partially, yes. Partially does deck thinning, and it keeps getting you resources to kind of cycle into while you get the stuff you need, or hold off until you decide, like, okay, maybe I need this card. So almost at 20 likes. I feel like I've been saying it for the last 5 minutes. We can get there. We can get there. Raindance is going to draw, which you gotta draw in the draw phase, am I right? Oh no, I'm out. I got one more, but I'm not going to drink it. So what will Raindance do? He's still facing down. He has not figured out an answer for this twin-headed Thunder Dragon yet. Not an answer thus far. But just wash, rinse, and repeat the Chaser into the Sangan, and there are all 4 copies of the Critter Crew right there. So what will Soul decide upon? He has grinded through the relatively finite resources he has, and now it's time to play the game, and Muka Muka is the player of choice, the first draft pick. Another set by Raindance. And Soul's final turn under Swords of Revealing Light. What will he do at this point in time? Soul's probably thinking about it, looking at the graveyard, probably considering what he has, which is Iwaboku and Thunder Dragon, seeing what he's played. He's going to set and a pass. And that's all she wrote about this Swords of Revealing Light. So now we're back in the combat time, in a way, for Soul. Assuming he can keep this twin-headed Thunder Dragon on field. Because otherwise, all Raindance has currently is just a Mech Chaser and a face-down monster, and that cannot deal with the twin-headed Thunder Dragon. Forbidden Memories much? Has anyone played Forbidden Memories? You know, if anyone's played Forbidden Memories, give this stream a like, and also let me know what your favorite card Forbidden Memories is. Raindance viewing the extra deck. 15 cards, but it is unlimited, so it could really be anything. I do enjoy the speedruns of Forbidden Memories. Also, music. Surprise, surprise, it's top tier. Because I used it in like all my history videos. A Heavy Storm, Black Skull Dragon. Well, Boku will chain, setting a 7 tools and a card destruction. Interesting. Card destruction is at 2, I believe, in this format. So if he sided to 2, at least one of them is gone. But that could potentially be the singleton copy. People just like the RNG of running Forbidden Memories. I don't know. I know a lot of people like the 15-card mod, which I totally agree with. If I ever decide to stream that game, I would most assuredly, at the very minimum, do the 15 card mod. Oh, and he's setting the Chaser to defense. And that usually says something, because Chaser only has 800 defense. It can be blown over by a Sangan or a Mass Sorcerer, should we decide to see it. Yeah, Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon is Assault, but he's going to Raigeki. Interesting. Meteor Black Dragon. Dark Magician of Chaos's card art is from Forbidden Memories box art. Oh, that's pretty cool. I did not know that little piece of trivia. Yeah, Meteor Black Dragon's really dope. I really wish Meteor Black Dragon and Meteor Dragon were in like Metal Raiders. Like if Joey got like a deck, like a TCG deck in 2002, I feel like they would have figured something out. That card's pretty dope. I feel like I mentioned something about Magician of Black Chaos in my video game history video. What comes around goes around. You want Chaser on field with Raigeki? I got a Chaser on field with Raigeki. Scary stuff. Really avenging this twin-headed Thunder Dragon. And Summon Skull will get taken from that Witch of the Black Forest. Ooh, you got a Red Eyes Metal Dragon? Hell yeah. I actually got Red Eyes Metal Dragon a couple months ago. I got a fairly good deal on it online. So I have like the 3 like secondary promos. I don't have any of the original promos, and I probably never will, unfortunately. Yeah, a ton of manga art is kind of like lifted directly into the game, which makes sense. I mean, if you can pull from the original stuff, might as well. And polymerization, what will be fused? Versago the Destroyer and Summon Skull. We're seeing it again. We're seeing it again, everyone. We're seeing 2 on the Janjo Zone. The Black Skull Dragon. Very hype. Battle phase. Molten Fireball. Melt the steel of the Mechanical Chaser in this Mecha format tournament. Yo, Voluta, Toa of Unknown Element. What is up? Welcome back from the Isle of Matanui. Yeah, I can't think of any other format where you would see Black Skull Dragon, but you're seeing it here on the Yugioh from Zero Locals. Thank you all for being a part of this, and we still got plenty more to go. Yeah, what a time to jump into the stream. You picked a better moment than any. So Saul's going to draw. What will Saul do? He has a empty field at the moment, but 5 cards in the hand. Most assuredly, he might be able to do something. The Raigeki has been used, so that card is out of the picture. He's going to set 1 card with his Droll and Lockbird card sleeves and pass it over to Rain Dance, where Black Skull Dragon still holds a very powerful presence, even compared to the recently seen twin-headed Thunder Dragon. The link to... would someone be able to link B-Sox's Discord in the chat, please? Would that be someone can do for Bob here? I do have my own Discord, but this is for Yugioh from Zero's Discord. Though maybe I'll hold my own like Discord stuff one of these days. If y'all have been enjoying this stream, maybe I'll do more of this kind of thing. And normaling the Versago. First time it's probably hit the field in the history of the entire game. Will hit the Faith, and we'll get back the Raigeki, a very, very powerful spell to get. And if you want to watch some other interesting stuff from the locals, I do have a video on my channel for the LOB March 2002 meta, in which we discuss the LOB local scene with Yugioh from Zero. He's going to normal the mechanical chaser right into the trap hole. But we know that Raigeki exists, and he's got to keep the pressure on, because 1850 life points is not a ton. Let me see if I can get that Discord link for you. Somehow. Here we go. There we go. That's for Yugioh for Zero's Discord. Normaling the Giant Soldier Stone just once again that damage, potentially for a Cannon Soldier play in the future. I think I've summoned for Saga normally Sari to the Destined Duel, I think, once. That's totally fair. Totally fair. And remember, Bob, tell him Janjo sent ya. So what will Soul do? Soul is living on the razor's edge. You summon Versago and Nightmare Troubadour? Alright, okay, so people have summoned Versago. It's kind of rare. Video games or digital stuff only. So you're going to set 2 with the Dirty Tea set and pass. What can Rain Dance do? Pot of Greed wants to get into that game shot. Soul will let it go through, as Rain Dance will draw the 2 cards. Now I gotta drink my ice water. Water is good. I can't chug like JDZ, but I'll try my best. And there is the Cannon Soldier. Will he use priority? Will Soul have a response? Solemn? No? No! Then that is the game with a set heavy and a goddess with the third eye. And that is the match. Rain Dance will move on to the finals on top of the Battle City Tower of Alcatraz. Let's go! How's everyone doing tonight? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So the finals will be Dump Truck and Ghost of 41st Pass, otherwise known as Rain Dance. So we'll keep a lookout for this. All right, let's drink some water in the meantime, shall we? Love water. Water good. Oh. Would you like? Yeah, I mean, if whoever wants to like accompany me, how would I go about that? Totally open to it. I wish I could hire editors. I want someone to do like a clip show of this stream. Oh, there we go. Hello? Hello? How's everybody doing? We are currently waiting for the finals of the Mecha Locals Tournament, which will be between Dump Truck and Rain Dance. Very exciting stuff. Very powerful decks. Very strong duelists.
Testing, testing.
All right, I hear you.
Find to mute. Let's see.
should be able to hear you on stream. We currently have Yugioh from Zero, or not Yugioh. We're on the Yugioh from Zero
No.
local stream, but we have history of Yugioh 1 currently on here. Blah.
Yes.
Said they're already going? I don't see it. Do they? I'm looking up.
They are.
There they are. I
So
see them.
far,
There it is. Okay. So 000. We've seen Trapple, Raigeki, TD from Rain Dance, and one set. And from Dump Truck, Chaser, Faith, Pot of Greed, and another set. Yo, Red Eye Solaris, what's up? Thank you for streaming the tournament. Let's see if Exodia wins. Let's see, indeed. So Blah, what are your thoughts on the tournament so far?
very interesting. Yay, Exodia.
Oh yeah, it's almost natural that Exodia makes it to the finals, although we only saw it the one time. So I'm interested if it's a smokescreen strategy on Rain Dance.
It is. It's basically Exodia into regular deck. You maybe Mass Control, maybe Muku Muka Turbo.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't really tell.
Well, Helios Strider, we actually seen that Rain Dance has capabilities for fusion plays, so we can still see fusions in this duel.
Possibly.
Which is
So I don't know what Dump Truck is playing. Unfortunately, I didn't get to catch his duel at all. Oh,
Trapple the Thunder Dragon.
mistake. Though maybe not.
Right?
Last Will with Thunder Dragon and another monster would have been big damage.
Yeah, but Last will keep some offensive pressure up, especially since Dump Truck can't attack him at this moment with Swords of Revealing Light currently up. And we got 3 turns for Swords of Revealing Light, so 3 turns, 3 likes. I know we can do it. He's going to attack with the Witch of the Black Forest. Dump Truck is going to draw. Discard the Thunder Dragon. Could we see a twin-headed Thunder Dragon play?
Unless Heavy Storm? Probably not.
Why is he a Dump Truck? He probably has a big ass. I don't know. But he will T-set and just let it go. I mean, Dump Truck's a pretty good name. I mean, Dump Truck and Rain Dance. Dump Truck, it feels very powerful. Rain Dance makes me think of that top tier deck in Gen 1 Pokemon TCG. As another set pass. Yes, a Jellicent. Rain Dance with the ats. So I suppose if you're being technical, it's R at in the at ents. But I am not going to say that ever again. Ferraris were taken.
So with that Thunder Dragon play, it would have been better to tribute set the Thunder Dragon so there would be a presence on the board. You'd have 3 monsters now instead of 2. That's how Exodia plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true, but at least currently at this moment, it seems to be at a stalemate with 2 monsters on field. Dump Truck, with the exception of the additional face down card.
The Witch on the board is a Sangan or an Exodia piece. So Dump Truck knows this, having watched the previous match.
Yeah, with the face.
Now
The Raigeki.
Oh, he's going Raigeki.
Yeah.
He could have last willed here as well and gotten another Sangan or
Yeah,
another
the
Witch.
Raigeki will shoot straight into a Sangan and a Mass Sorcerer. I don't think we've seen a Mass Sorcerer quite yet. I think we briefly saw one, but not in play. But that was a good advantage. That was a +1 with the Raigeki. And tributes for the Thunder Dragon, get a little more offensive pressure on here. Yeah, base jungle fossil format. Yeah, DK0, you're hip with it. Mirror Force on the TD, interesting. Did
Not
not
a
want
bad
to.
idea.
Yeah, did not want to take the 16, but then the last swill
Oh,
in the main phase 2 fires
yes.
off.
He should have definitely gotten last will off of them off instead of Raigeki. Gotten two more.
Yeah, two very scary searching cards right on field. And we know that he's main decking
And there's the
Exodia.
second swords.
Mm-hmm. Just getting all the cards he needs, but can he get to those Exodia pieces? Because with one card in hand, we know he's not anywhere near close to getting that win condition quite yet.
Would have been so, so close. Just need to draw it.
Yeah, and Rain Dance with the two critters and the swords does not mind passing at all. As Dump Truck kind of follows the same sentiment, but with a set and a pass. Same thing, set and a pass. Set and a pass. Waffle and a cigarette. Pancake and a joint. Whatever the bit is. So we got Mechanical Chaser just hitting the field. A little offensive. A little offensive defense.
I won't actively say it as Yugioh from Zero is a PG channel, even though this is not it. But Valuta, my man, and PJ, please don't be perverted.
This is a children's card game, damn it. Moss Reborn on the Masked Sorcerer. He is playing the house right now.
Pressure.
Yeah, he is.
Pressure.
He's being very bullish this turn.
You can risk it. Raigeki's been used.
Toa, you are on fire tonight, my man. You are on fire. Speaking of on fire, I think the stream will officially be on fire if we hit 25 likes. As
Was that witch that was destroyed?
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of his cards. Yeah, just one after the other. It's all these Exodia pieces. Holy crap!
No, wait. Does he have it?
Dump Truck is like, I ain't scared. Let's just do something here. Is this it? Agonizingly close, but no. But it's a very good speed up for the strategy, though. Getting 3 pieces straight to hand. And with agonizing close, I can only imagine he has 4 pieces.
Would have been major if one of the set cards was Robin Goblin.
Oh, man, yeah. And there we got 25 likes. We are officially on fire. But can Rain Dance deal with...
Stop burning.
Oh, God, it hurts. But can Dump Truck deal with this one face down card? See, what is Muka Muka at currently? Was it 20, 24, I think?
It'd be at 2100 defense. But is he playing it?
Well, I mean, Dump Truck's Muka Muka.
Oh, 2400. Yes. Attack, 2100 defense.
But he'll normal summon the Cannon Soldier. Tributing the Sand Gang. Get the search. Ooh, get the face down with the Change of Heart.
That's game.
Stealing my heart, why don't ya? And it was the Giant Soldier of Stone. But that will be game with just enough attack. 14, 1850, 1300, Muka Muka, 900, plus Cannon Soldier burning for a ridiculous amount. You can't avoid it. That isn't a spoiler. That is a fact of life.
Indeed.
As we go on to game 2 with Rain Dance admitting defeat from his Exodia strategy against Dump Truck's very powerful deck.
Probably kicking himself he didn't do the double last will play.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 pieces. You couldn't come any closer than that unless you're staring at a top deck from a convulsion of nature. If that card was legal. Rain got very close. But Dump Truck understands that with Exodia, sometimes you have to just be really aggressive towards them. So the last thing you want is a long game with a deck that just needs 5 cards to win.
And now, deciding.
As what do you do? Because in the case of Exodia, it could be smoke screened out of. But if it's not, card destruction can be a very powerful counter to the Exodia strategy. And card destruction during this format is at 2 copies.
Even though mill is bad.
Yes, I don't think we'll see Bistro Butcher around.
Or just stall mill in general.
Yeah.
Too many heavy storms.
Perhaps maybe even a Robin Goblin if we're really feeling it. A Pot of Greed, better start than any. See, Helios Rider says, in one of the video games, my opponent had the last piece as the last card in their deck. Goodness gracious. You got that far? I'd argue that's the closest. Yeah. Yep.
The garbage carrier has gotten the big play.
Ooh.
Thunder Dragon into Pot of Greed.
God, what is this? Chaos Turbo? He's going to activate Delinquent Duo next. Or even better, Witch of the Black Forest.
Let's see. Did he side?
Oh. Attacking
And
the...
fell immediately.
Yeah, you can't beat over the dump truck of the Witch. He will pass. So very similar board on both players. You had a 60-card deck with 2 spell trap removal versus Gravity Bind and a 2K Defender.
Yep, he sided.
Yeah, there's the Mechanical Chaser. Hitting the field, saying, hey, you know, Tournament Pack 1, it's pretty good. Let's show it off a little bit. Let's attack into this for 750. As Dump Truck will search another card out. What will it be? Potentially a beater, potentially another critter.
It's amazing.
Sandgan.
The subtle changes Mecha Hunter puts onto the field. Or Mechanical Chaser in TCG.
Yeah, just adding that 50 attack really just makes a whole lot of difference. Because suddenly you don't need to play all these like 1800 monsters. You can kind of get away with playing like the 1850 because you know it's stronger than all the other stuff beneath it.
Speaking of that,
Boku.
What does he have planned?
The Waboku protecting Rain Dances as
the messengers. This piece.
Ooh, he's pitching a Thunder Dragon for hand size. Okay, that's a better pitch than any.
Must not have a Muka Muka of his own right now.
He must not have at this moment, or perhaps
But Rain Dance does.
He did summon the Mechanical Chaser, so maybe he thought that was the best play at the moment. But Muka will increase 2100. That is more than a Mechanical Chaser. And will try and use its pincers, and it destroys the Hunter. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that, yeah, like its OCG name, you know, it's like Mecha Hunter, right? And
that's where the name Mecha format comes from.
Yeah, and its flavor text also calls it a hunter, and not a chaser. Yes. But here's a repeat of the chaser. We see a repeat Waboku. We do! Deja vu.
Oh.
Just really wants to get rid of that witch.
No idea why he did that.
Interesting. Maybe he just wants to save some damage. What's the best water in this set? That would be 7 colored fish in regards to playable water monsters, which was introduced in Metal Raiders.
I think Giant Red Sea Snake is playable as well at this point.
Yes, which I believe they have the same defense, right?
It's the same card, basically.
Yeah. So it's more of, you know, what card you like that looks better. I do own the entire TP1 set, so IRL I could play. That is, it's 1-1. That was kind of a quick one right there.
Not often you see that.
Wow.
And yes, actually no, It's in the second season.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'm like, wait, yeah, it's TP2. Actually, let me grab my thing real quick. All right,
Oh yeah. While he's gone, I get to take over.
I'm back. Too late.
And he just ran back.
Yep. All my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff is just like on a shelf. So this is
Oh,
my
I was about to say,
special.
Umi exists in this format
It does.
because the mechanical chaser, the lowering of the attack and defense actually matters.
Yep. Here
a little
is
bit.
my TP2003 giant red sea snake, 1800 attack. Try and get my light out of the way.
The light is terrible.
Yeah.
The glare.
Okay,
There it is.
Very shiny card. This is my book, right? I'm slowly building TP2. And I have the complete set of TP1. Let's see. This book also has my McDonald's promos, movie promos, and other video game tin promos.
Dump truck will be going first. He draws. There it is.
It's too bad Axe Raider was released in TP1 and it's completely outclassed like right away. Because that would have been a really fun card like right before Metal Raiders.
Exactly what happened in the OCG.
Yeah, here.
Booster 4. They released Axe Raider. They also released Giant Red Sea Snake, Lajin, Mechanical Chaser, and Gemini Elf at the same time.
Yeah, he doesn't hold a candle to Gemini Elf. Here's my TP1 Mechanical Chaser right here. Look at that. It's the European copy of it.
Shiny.
Oh yeah. So, I can play this in critter format, right? That's how it works. I own a copy IRL, so I can play one copy. Though I highly doubt I would actually get a copy of Morphing Jar TP1 because I don't want to pay $1,000. The last will from the Muka. The nice thing about Muka is that it can be summoned off last will too. Because it does not have like the question mark, it is just 600. But he's going to opt for the Sangan, flip the Giant Soldier of Stone, and take the challenge.
Walk
and
right into another one.
That is a wall and a hard place right there. PJ says, arguably Catapult Turtle for water stuff too. Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, Turtle OTK does exist, and we have seen like one instance of it working, but it's kind of janky.
We've also seen in treasure format a recruiter control using the Grizzly Catapult Turtle package.
Yeah, and it works too because it's very similar to Cannon Burn in a way.
Indeed.
Yep. So he'll set another Giant Soldier of Stone. Stones everywhere. He will switch that Sangan to defense mode because it's doing nothing to sitting in attack mode.
Yeah. While Dump Truck has the field advantage right now, the card advantage belongs to Rain Dance.
Yes, and a Chaser will help that out. Probably attack the stone as he does. That is not a prediction. That was a spoiler.
Can't let the Soldier of Stones shift to defense. That require actual removal.
Yeah, as opposed to attacking the Sangang, which will get Dump Truck another card. Definitely have to consider what is the problem card on the field. And as strong as Mechanical Chaser is, it cannot beat over a Giant Soldier of Stone unless there is some other supplemental shenanigans going on. Red Eye Solar says, as the Turtle Treasure player, I was inspired by some of the critter lists to build it. Okay, yeah.
He is the one who played
it. Yeah, and that was like a really cool deck to see, just seeing all like the floaters and stuff. Especially in a format like Treasure that is underexplored compared to a lot of the other Duel Monsters era formats.
Oh, Sangan.
A Sangan, Giant Soldier, two vanillas on the field, still showing their worth in a format where Metal Raiders showcase so many very powerful effect monsters.
Yeah. Normal monsters aren't going to be fading out for quite a bit until Android actually, and it'll just be Gemini Elf.
Oh yeah. But before we get to that 1900, we at least have the 1850 from Chaser. He's almost there. Not quite, but 1850 will still be enough to be a very scary number, especially with a direct attack dump truck.
Yes. Now, Dump Truck has recovered some resources thanks to that.
Yes, whereas currently the life point game, though, it is 8,000 to 4,200. So it's definitely an uphill battle to climb, especially with a fully loaded field. We have not seen Raigeki or Dark Hole from Dump Truck yet.
It's coming. If he has it, the board has to be cleared. The pressure has to be taken off.
Yeah, Dump Truck is thinking what to do. He might have a couple of options, a couple of avenues of plays to make here. But what will he ultimately decide upon? We haven't really seen any anti-mechanical chaser tech like Umi, but I'm not too terribly surprised we haven't been seeing that.
Gemini Elf is pretty solid. Yes, Helios Strider. Not the best. It's just the normal monster at this point. You get like Skilled Dark Magician, Slate Warrior, Deerfried. So many beaters at this point that Gemini Elf, you're just a normal monster just isn't 100% great anymore. And you even have Archfiend Soldier.
Spirit Dragon, technically.
Dark Crisis.
Yeah, Skilled Dark Magician really adds a lot too in the meta, because just having that really high defense points is so much better than like a lot of the other cards. You can set it much more safely than other cards.
Okay. Oh, new guest or not?
A few sets. So Raindance goes to his main phase 1. Still with the offensive pressure going on here. Sets to defense. Yes, Witch cannot search Skill Dark. But
Which is also at 1 copy.
Yeah. But you do have other cards you can still search out with it. Just depends on how your build is. Though luckily in this format you don't have to worry about Gemini Elves. It's Mechanical Chaser is as high as you're going to get for these vanilla beaters. We haven't really seen any counterplay against that either in regards to like Dark Elf or Jirai Gumo.
Dark Elf, at least in this format, is outclassed by Jirai Gumo, unfortunately. Because of Giant Soldier of Stone being common.
Yeah, especially during this duel, we've already seen 3 Giant Soldier of Stones, 2 from Rain Dance, 1 from Dump Truck. Oh yeah, so Lars, I'm really excited to see your spell counter deck, your Dark Magician deck.
Oh, I posted the replays on the Discord. Not your Discord, obviously.
Okay, right. I'm usually just on my Discord, if anything. I'll like sometimes pop in. Sometimes I'll check some like other Discords like very briefly. I probably should
deck.
though. Yeah, I know. We tried building a spell counter deck a few weeks ago. It's definitely an interesting like new mechanic. He's gonna toss the Thunder Dragon to add. There's 1. There's 2.
We know he didn't brick on 2.
No, he did not. That Swords is such a lasting impression on the field. It feels like it's been like 5 years. It's been 84 years. Yeah, yeah, well, what's up, Gold Depression? What's up? Enjoying your content, dude. Yo, thank you. I'm enjoying your uh, existence on this chat.
We could be seeing a game push here.
Potentially, the
Oh,
life point change is so high right now. 8,000
yes.
compared to 20 through 50. I mean, it's not over until it's over. Well, let's just
Yeah.
see what Dump Truck
It's
has. A Faith. Back Fissure or Lasso. He
ah,
decides on the
it
Fissure.
Fisher. Why Sangan is going to be the one popped? Oh, there's
And then the
Wabaku.
Waboku. I would imagine he feels like, well, at least with Fissure, I can take care of at least one of the monsters regardless.
Oh yeah. Before we go any further, this on the server for these locals, Yu-Gi-Oh from Zero, the server has it's something called local legends. You win one of the tourneys, you get this, you get that. Right now, Dump Truck has won one. He's wait, actually, am I being silly?
Ooh, a Heavy Storm on the
Or is he
last
just not
turn of
on
the
right now?
swords.
Yep. It means he's going. Ah, he wanted to put pressure. I see.
Goldie, I
Go with it
am
again.
not playing myself. These are two other duelists playing at the moment. I am just hosting this tournament.
Yes, he's a locals legend. Rain Dance is not. If Rain Dance wins, he'll become a locals legend.
Okay, so Randance really wants to win this one. And with a 1-1 and a good position currently, he has a good
A massive
chance.
advantage. It's a massive advantage right now.
Yep.
2100 attack on the Muka Muka.
Yep.
And no soul. He hasn't.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see you on like B-Sox's like future videos for Breaker format. Just see what kind of like all these weird decks are just gonna see
Oh,
a little more
quite a
play.
few weird.
Yeah.
There's quite a few weird decks in Breaker. Not as much as Yada.
You know,
Yada took a long time to get through.
yeah.
So many new ideas.
Well, that's one of like the biggest retro formats, and with Breaker, you know, Magician Force like did introduce a lot of new stuff in the game. And I remember when it came out, I actually that was probably I was building an Amazonas deck with Heavy Storm and the chainable Waboku. It's almost reminiscent of like,
another one.
yeah, it's almost reminiscent to like Jar of Greed back from Goat format. Just having these chainable cards that
Yeah.
really punish this back row destruction.
You see it in Android too. That same thing. Jar Greed and Heavy Storm.
And Waboku's a good card. Like you can see it in modern speed duels that people are playing it because it is chainable. Aside from Night Beam, just protecting like all your
Yeah.
stuff and damage is really nice, especially if you can keep this on-field presence. Like we saw reinforcements from Yugi Kaiba format sort of phase out, but now
Oh.
with Waboku, it still has plenty of utility, and if you can proactively make plays like tributing, setting, and then last will, it could be a cannon soldier. It is
I
a
kinda
cannon
missed-
soldier.
No, he added the Cannon Soldier. And he's now summoning the other one from hand because Sangan is mandatory. And he forgot.
Hmm.
This is not game.
Yeah, no, that's
But-
2K. He's
Oh
already
no,
he's
this
already
is
summoned.
all but game. All he needs to do is summon Cannon Soldier again from the hand and tribute.
Yes, but he did set over the Sangan with a Thunder
Yes, it's
Dragon.
one more turn.
So
It's-
with 350 life points, let's hope he's not playing a an Ukazi or a Final Flame. A white magical hat.
Oh!
White magical will attack into the Waboku.
The third one, GG. Congratulations.
Triple
You win.
Waboku.
Is there
Dump-
Solemn?
Dump Truck is typing. Main phase 2 sets the swords that might not help against, but two other face down cards. It could potentially be another layer of protection.
And now the Cannon Soldier's falling.
Is this a
It's gonna be
double?
tributed.
Is this a double quarter pounder of protection? There's the cannon soldier. He's got priority. I don't see why he wouldn't use it, and that is the match.
Woo!
Rain Dance with the victory.
He finally won one.
The champion
Yay!
of the Mecha format, Yugioh from Zero, locals on this Friday, November 3rd, 2023, with the Cannon Soldier.
Not even that. Exodia.
Exodia. Technically speaking, yes. A lot of fantastic duels from all. I know we weren't able to watch every single duel, but all the ones we did watch, just banger after banger after banger. Very exciting to see that. Good games from everyone around. Rain Dance did earn that. Dump Truck put up a fight. That's for sure. He was not going down easy. Yeah, I know it wasn't like a huge locals, but it was very tightly compact with skilled duelist, fun jank, and just very exciting games, all encompassing.
So, what did we learn, Janjo?
Mechanical Chaser, really good. Fusions, I better than people probably give them credit for, but the Critter Tried and True decks are still like that's still the meat and potatoes of the things.
Yes. Why call it late critter? It's still critter in a lot of ways.
Yeah, just with a little
Nothing.
more spice thrown in.
Yes. Nothing fundamentally has changed. It's just subtle.
Now, Soul is asking for potential interview.
Yeah. Yugioh from Zero, B-Sox, Ben likes to interview the post match.
Yeah,
Would you like to try?
if they're
Of course.
got to set that up first. Let's see.
If he's willing. Let's see.
Let's see here.
Information has been sent.
All right. Local legend Rain Dance. Yeah, let's see if we get this interview up and running and just talk about. If both of them wants to join, let them join. it's late.
Yeah. Mr. Rain Dance is from Scotland, you know?
Oh
So he's
wow.
just getting coffee.
Wow. What time is it in Scotland? It's probably
Midnight, 1 o'clock.
goodness. I have a coworker from the UK. Yeah, we even saw like the Robin Goblin in the graveyard here. It's wild.
And Exodia counter.
Yeah, with the white magical hat, it was really trying to like stop those pieces from becoming a thing.
While we wait, if they ever come on, what should we talk about?
Okay, I just accepted.
You should now be able to voice call you.
Can I add people to this?
I believe you can. So I'll be honest, I don't 100% know how.
No, that wasn't it.
That was me. I clicked the air horn.
I'm like, wait a minute, what was
New
that?
request.
Oh, I think I sent. I was. You think?
Yeah.
Uh,
I think you have to send it, or he has to answer you. Start call, which will be on the upper right corner. Yay! We're incompetent.
okay, here we go. I figured something out.
It's you're muted, maybe.
Me?
You're just not no. Ghosty or
Oh,
Rain Dance.
he's Ghost is not in yet. I don't think. Well, he said he was
Or
getting
you need to
coffee,
answer.
right?
Yes. There he is.
Okay.
Ghosty! Congratulations!
Thanks, guys.
I'm gonna add dump truck to this. Okay. Yeah, congratulations
Yes.
on this very well fought victory, well earned.
I was lucky. Lucky more than anything.
Yeah, that's
Hello?
in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's always a part of luck involved. Hey, dump truck, what's going on? Welcome to the
Mr.
you hear me?
GoldenEye?
GoldenEye.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, good. Is Ghost here?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm here, bud.
Yeah, congrats. That was great.
Our matches are always really grindy matches, but I lose most of them. It's the first time in ages I've won.
You bring jank. Excuse me. You usually bring jank, but this time you brought something very potent.
100%. I thought most people would be on poly decks, so Exodia seemed like a good shout for the first turn, for the first game, because it just
yeah.
loads up on Wabacos and Swords of the Villain Light.
I think
People
you were
didn't
right.
seem to remember how good Exodia is, right? Nothing happens with TP1 that makes it any different here.
Oh, exactly. It's still as strong as it was in Critter. There's no change.
Yeah.
Mhm. You still have to respect it. He's muted.
100%.
Oh yeah.
No, I
So-
was very unlucky game one against Dump Truck. I just needed another turn or two to hopefully get the fifth piece.
Yeah, you got into
Oh.
4. You got into like those 3, like bam, 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 like one turn, and then couldn't quite. Yeah.
Then it
Did
killed
you,
me.
yeah, did you like have another witch in your hand when you could have gotten the 2 last wills? If you
No.
flipped up the magician of faith and gotten the last will back instead of Raigeki, you could have tribute set for Thunder Dragon and then activated the last wills to get 2 more.
I was just trying to keep him with as little on the board as I could, just to try and stall out a bit. To be fair, it probably would have made more sense to go down that route, but I think I drew in, I top decked the 2 other recruiters, if I remember right. So at the time that I flipped it, I didn't have enough to get the 4 pieces. But then as soon as I drew the third one,
Look at the replay. Which,
Have
by
a
the way,
wee
that's
nosy.
also a thing. Let's look at the replay while we're talking.
Yeah, I can pull up the replay here.
I saw what you did to Saul game 1 in that last round. Oh, I was just trying to beat the clock on that. Lucky it broke my way.
I was very lucky that it was you that I met in the final, because I caught a wee bit of Helios Strider's match and realised that he main decked card destruction going game 1. It would have been game over for me.
Yeah, that's scary, especially for
Oh.
Exodia. Yeah, it's like the last card.
Yeah.
And our
Yeah.
game 3, he actually fired 2 of them to just try to draw into something better, I think. He was all about the card destruction.
Oh, jeez, he would have
Wow.
annihilated me.
Dodge a bullet with that one.
Yeah. Oh, he annihilated me. But that's because I drew very
Oh
badly.
no.
Yeah, I saw you
Especially
saying, but,
game 1. Game 2, it was just I drew 2 Heavy Storm and Reborn, and he drew everything. It was
jeez.
horrible.
I think in game 3 against Dump Truck, I think I drew into 2 of the 3 Wabakos and then had one in my hand from the start. I was just really lucky.
Ow.
I sort of I felt a little bit of that. Yeah, it wasn't that you were drawing power cards. You just had all these little pieces you needed, and I couldn't do anything.
It was
Oh.
just exactly what I needed at the time that I was drawn into. That's why I'm saying it was a lucky one more than anything.
Come on, you played really well there. Totally kept that
Yes.
together.
Mm-hmm.
You dominated him, basically. Game 3.
Yeah, I'll admit that.
100%. Wabaku or
Oh,
no.
yeah.
So how did you all feel the impact of the tournament pack 1 cards like Mechanical Chaser and the Fusion subs like affected like your mentality in this tournament?
I think the fusion subs are fun, but against Dump Truck, I didn't even side them in either of the games.
Oh, you didn't?
No. I did against Saul, which is great, but against more aggressive players, you're snookered if you don't draw into poly. Like at one point, if you watch my replay against Saul, at one point I had 3 Versagos and 2 Thunder Dragons in hand and no poly.
Wow.
I was lucky to draw the poly and a witch, so I could get into a Black Skull Dragon. But again, that was just luck of the draw.
The only thing that I did a little bit differently is went up on removal and like a few more man-eater bugs than I usually play. Cut down on 7 tools and 3 Waboku, but I'm pretty sure I always play 3 Waboku in Critter. I think most people do.
Yeah.
I don't think Mechanical Chaser did anything than like 1-for-1 replace Legion, because hardly anyone plays 7-colored fish anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the deck, but pretty much.
Well, like I was playing 4 2K defenders. I had 3 giant stones and an Aquamadur. Muka Muka was still the better out of that and Mechanical Chaser. Although
Absolutely, yeah.
if you can clear their board, Mechanical Chaser does give you the option to set more, which can be nice. But like when Dump Truck had Muka Muka on board, like I had nothing to deal with it. That's why the Wabakos were so important.
Yeah, with Muka Muka, Mechanical Chaser has enough attack to break through the 1800 defense. Like first turn, set Muka, and
Yes, that
in
came
Critter
up.
you just a Critter Lajin would be summoned and attack and not be able to break through. While Mechanical Chaser can. It's a subtle difference, but it's a big one.
That's a really good point. That came up for me in a big way. Yeah. Not in a positive way for me, you know. Like my Muka Muka, I think I was trying to survive against Ghost, and my Muka Muka, if I said it, it would just get beaten over. And that wouldn't happen with Legion. So yeah, you're right. That was a real problem for me.
I didn't run into any set Muka Mukas, thankfully.
Yeah, it's definitely like a next level play in a lot of ways. You don't really just see is like straight up attack mode. Like I feel like we saw like Muka Muka have a really significant presence throughout this tournament as like him and Mechanical Chasers as the like 2 beaters people like to play.
Yeah, Muka, despite slightly weakening, is still very strong in this format.
Especially if a lot of people are running the fusion strategies, they're gonna wind up with a lot of cards in hand naturally. Just trying to save up for that combo piece.
I did consider playing it in the Exodia game 1, but ended up going for 2K defenders just to sort of wall up a bit.
Soul
That
agrees.
came up I think the beginning of Game 3. I had a Robin Goblin set. I kept that in case you went back to Exodia. And you kept setting giant soldiers of stone. And
Yes.
I couldn't get it. I kept getting just, oh, I couldn't get the Goblin off, and then I had to storm it away.
Yeah, you stormed into my first Wabico, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Honestly,
know,
you
it's
probably
heartbreaking.
yeah, you probably lost the game by not switching Giant Soldier of Stone to defense when you should have, and attacking
Me?
into that second one.
Yeah.
From that
yeah,
point on,
I
it was
can
just
see that.
you just lost momentum, and he just beat on you.
If only it hadn't been a second 2K defender, or I had had the good sense to, wall up for even a split second.
Too aggressive.
In your defense, you're not playing against many decks in this format or critter that are playing 4 2K defenders.
Yeah, that's right. I wasn't expecting it, although I should have realized that if you're siding out from Exodia to Fusion, that there are only so many cards that can come out and decide. Yeah. Sort of expected those to be still in there.
Yeah, and defender still put in a lot of work. Which I mean, we saw Game 3. Like both of you opened up with Giant Soldier of Stone, so clearly there was a similar mentality with that.
Oh, definitely.
They're very strong, and if I would say, sorry for interrupting, if I'd say because of Muka Muka weakening ever so slightly, they also benefit because you're seeing Muka Mukas being summoned in attack mode and probably being trap hold to clear them from the board. So you can set Giant Soldier and get better defense out of it, unlike in Critter. While it's still there, like, as Muka Muka slightly goes down, the 2K defenders also slightly go up.
Yeah, that's right. Did anybody bring Umi today?
Not that we saw on stream. It's possible it could have been in a side deck or someone that we didn't see like may have had it, but I'm a little.
Yeah,
I'm sad we didn't see it, but I'm not too terribly surprised.
Yeah, Umi beat is fun, but it's not that great.
yeah, it's like anti Chaser, except Muka Muka's still probably better than Chaser, so not that great.
Yeah, I think with the fusion strategies, it's equally both jankier and spicier at the same time, and like it's jankier, spicier, but it's also better at the same time in a lot of ways.
The OTK potential. And that's been good in just regular Critter format even as well.
So what's up,
And to our
CZPC?
fury, no Fusion Sage and no Cyberstein.
Thankfully,
Could you imagine this format with Cyberstein?
this
Really?
last will to Stein.
I think Blah imagines just that, like, every day.
Those are just the Fusion cards that were in the OCG that would have been in the deck.
Well, we saw early on.
them,
We saw early on in the tournament some people with one of the duels with Battle Locks and Curse of Dragon. So who's?
That was Chris Horror, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, he must have just made a deck. He made a deck on the spot.
Okay.
Last minute.
I mean, that was very exciting to see, and I think really seeing like all the strategies with fusions was really exciting to see, even in some of the later duels with Black Skull Dragon and Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. Like people probably could have just stuck with typical Critter strategies just with Mechanical Chaser. I mean, we kind of saw that. We kind of saw that too. But I mean, it's not as exciting. But like even still with Mechanical Chaser, we just saw how differently decks kind of revolve around just having this beater that's significantly better than its vanilla contemporaries and different from the downside attackers.
I don't think you could come into this tournament without having a few of the poly decks.
Right.
Like, this is really your only chance to play it. This is the only time it's going to be able to win anything.
I mean, what other formats can you see Black Skull Dragon in? I mean, you really can't.
I am
Yeah.
almost certain that I brought a fiend deck to treasure format. Oh no, maybe it was Android with Necrofear and Versago to summon Necrofear and Black Skull Dragon at the same time.
Yes.
Oh,
It was rubbish, but it was fun.
wow. Yeah,
Yes.
that's exciting.
Breaker might be the next format for that. Dark Paladin.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
No, I don't
Dark
expect it. Don't expect it to do much. It's just fun. But
I mean,
Dark Paladin Royal Decree. The
Yeah.
first real lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
Don't you be talking bad about Dark Paladin Turbo? That's what I'm bringing to the Breaker tournament.
I'm not talking bad. I'm just saying that compared to Magical
I'm joking,
Scientist,
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting tournament. I wonder how many
Yes.
people are going to be rolling the dice on the Scientist OTK.
Like I think even I'm tempted to go down Turtle OTK.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I've
definitely
been
very
playing Raided
strong.
as well.
Hmm.
so much noise. What were you saying, Janzo?
I was just saying, it's definitely like still very, very strong in the format. Like, I mean, with Magical Scientist, like, how is Magical Scientist not limited early on?
You know why.
It's
You covered Series 3 and why Magical Scientist wasn't that good.
it's
Was it-
wild.
Stein existed. Stein better at that point. At
It just
least
shows
as
you
an
how much-
OTK.
It just shows you how much they relied on the OCG lists. Like nobody picked up that Magical Scientist was going to be a problem card
Yeah.
until it was too late.
Oh no, Magical Scientist. That's not bad. You really should be worrying about Ryuroku. It's all
They didn't-
it's a
yeah.
smoke screen.
Yeah, Stein existing covered Magical Scientist. Like Magical Scientist not taken seriously until the summer of 2004.
And even like more
That's
more
true.
recently
That's
too,
true.
with with Reaper format, in the GX era, when people started playing more of that, all of a sudden it was like, oh wait a minute, Cyber Sign is overpowered in this format, and he just broke the format.
Well, you
Yeah.
see it
Stein,
with Curran as well.
yeah, Stein actually weakened in the Chaos era, but then Cybernetic Revolution came, and oh no,
Yep.
why?
Cyber Twin, Cyber End, changed the
Yeah,
game.
Cyber format, Reaper, Chaos Return, Stein are all pretty heavy on Stein decks, right?
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah. I mean, you just get out a monster that can like pretty much win the game like very quickly.
It's awful, but there are plenty of ideas to work with.
Yeah, I mean, you occasionally
So
see Stein in GOAT format, but it's not as prevalent. It's like what the
It's
Rescue
the
Rabbit.
classic form. It's the classic
Yeah,
form.
rogue.
Summon Stein, bring big beefy fusion, over 4,000 attack, Megamorph, game.
Although
Yeah.
I did see a goat replay where they steined for Ojama King,
Oh yeah,
Summon-
that too.
summoned Chaos Orc, and then metamorphosis the Chaos Orc for another Ojama King, and just locked them out completely.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, they're ridiculous things you can do.
now that's an
You
Exodia
can
deck.
do- yeah, Ojama Trio, Cyber Blader, Ground Collapse, blah blah blah. It's horrible. I mean, in a disgusting way. It's actually playable. It sucks to play,
And
but it exists.
and Ojama King's also in Speed Duels, in a format with
Yes.
3 monster zones.
Oh my goodness! I haven't played Speed Duels since Tournament Pack 2. I played it for a while before the pandemic, and then didn't pick it back up.
Don't play it currently. I'll just say that much.
Ah, yes, Soul's right. There's also Stein last turn. Stein is just a very broken creature.
When
It's
does it
why
come out in the TCG? Is it 2005?
2004.
It's the World's
It-
promo, right? Like the
It's a
World's.
Shonen Jump promo.
Right. It's is it a prize card or a
It
promo?
Yes.
it was reprinted in I think Dark Beginning 2. So it was like available for like everyone at some point early on.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
It's not
basically
like a
gave us
crush card.
Stein. They gave us Stein after it stopped being ridiculous. But just before it became ridiculous again. Like 2004. December 4th. The Shonen Jump 2004 prize card.
Yeah.
A few months later, Dark Beginning 2, 2005. We get it. So if you wanted to, Cybernetic Revolution is in May.
August, I think. August or
Oh,
September.
just after. Never mind. I'm being silly. Yeah, August in the world, August 17th.
I've wondered about that prize card issue. That hasn't come up for us yet, but cards like Crush Card Virus in late GX that almost nobody would have had, but are now one-ofs in formats like Perfect Circle. I don't know. How do we feel about that?
Some people have been like back and forth on it. I think generally people have like the main communities have usually accepted them because they were around. Like teams were like giving them to the other players, like kind of moving them back and forth like as needed. Like winning the cards like Crush Card and Gold Sarcophagus and stuff like that. It definitely changes the format a bit, but I don't know.
It's going to suck.
It makes it a bit fairer because, like, at the time that these were prize cards, you had the big teams together who were winning multiple copies of the cards or who could afford to buy other copies of the card, and they had the monopoly on the card.
Mm-hmm.
So then
Yes.
they ended up winning more copies of it. It's at least if it's one for everybody, at least it's available to everybody to make the format a bit fairer.
Yes, some of them. Like I had a on my podcast, I was talking to Anthony Alvarado, and he was talking about sometimes like they would win prize cards in Team Overdose, and they would just like immediately sell it just to get money for their team.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crush Card, that entire period after the first emergency list is very mercurial. It's murky. So many releases, different dates. That and Airblade.
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not getting stability until Trooper format.
Yeah, I was about to say like right after the list, all of a sudden like Airblade for like the week it was around was just like, oh god, these and that kind of is that showcased the problem of like certain players, certain duelists only like having this like exclusive card, like how warping it kind of is.
Oh, I have a lot to say about Airblade, but that's not the topic of this video.
But yeah, I mean, luckily with this mecha format, you don't really have to worry about that. I mean, even like TP1 didn't add anything like too terribly crazy, just a little more fun cards to play with than before. But generally, the format is roughly the same. I mean, like you said, it's like it's Critter format plus in a lot of ways.
Airblade is on Format Library.
Yep.
Just to follow that up.
When I did my video of like that with the Trooper thing, like it wasn't even on Format Library at the point. It was wild.
Yeah, they realized they had to add some things for the sake of posterity.
I guess some people like to watch.
Thin.
Some people like to watch the world burn, I suppose.
Well, like even at this point in the
crowded.
even at this point in the TCG, like that we were playing tonight, like it's not a prize card, but like Mechanical Chaser. Like I remember even as far as like the end of 2003, I had only ever seen one copy of Mechanical Chaser. There was nowhere in Scotland had tournament packs. There weren't like actual locals. It was an American copy that was at it was like a local game shop that was selling.
Chaser, expensive.
Well, I think
Yeah.
even then, like I think it was a £500 card. Like even back then, I seem to remember it having some ridiculous price tag.
I'll have
And
to.
like the shocking
like
thing is,
it,
you could
I'll have
buy
to.
like
I'll have to check one of my magazines for like the price of that. So I'm sure it's like
I
somewhere
think
on
it was
them.
like $1,000, $3,000. It's
nuts.
insane. Yes, to actually buy it, unless you won it in a tournament, in which case you ripped open the pack and you got your own little chaser, and
Yeah.
you just had to keep winning until you got all three.
Yeah, because keep in mind, like not only were these cards like at like you got to get them at like very specific places. Mechanical Chaser was the ultra rare, was an ultra rare of the set in a pack that you got what like 3 cards per pack. So it was
Indeed.
very unlikely you'd pull this,
They were
from a box where a bunch of other people would also get these, or whatever, like cardboard box, the tournament packs back then came in. It's very rare people would get them. And that's why a lot of people, like, for a while decided not to play Mechanical Chaser for Critter format. It wasn't because of just like the release date thing, but just because it's like no one would have really had it. Although to be fair, no one really would have really had it in kind of like a lot of the like hovering formats anyway. But that's another thing.
Treasure, jar, morph, yada yada.
Yeah,
No
all
one
the way
probably
up
wouldn't have
to,
had it there
like,
either.
Imperial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
Huh?
I've said it before. At this point in the TCG that we were playing tonight, I had a deck that was just full of my shiniest cards. So like I had a deck with like a Serpent Knight Dragon, a single Blue Eyes White Dragon, and a Trihorn Dragon.
Oh, nice.
but no way to get a second monster on the field to tribute for them.
in fairness, you were going through those formats later than us in 2003. By 2003,
Mhm.
like we're in Breaker at this point. We actually have a meta game, while
Nah, but-
Europe is just
I-
tracking the US meta game
Nah, by
and playing it whenever
2003,
possible.
nah, by Worlds in Scotland, hand control was the top deck because people had access to the deck list online on Road to the
Yeah.
King. After
No,
that
Road
point,
to the King did not exist. You mean Pojo, or some other site
No.
like that?
no, because I had that's where I started getting competitive. I had access online to all of the deck lists. It wasn't on Pojo.
Oh, you're talking
It
about
was-
later. Okay.
No, the official tournament report. Like the official tournament report was available sort of August, September 2003. And
Yes.
you saw the change from, if you went to tournaments, there are a load of random summon skulls being summoned to all of a sudden Yatas and drop-offs everywhere.
Yeah, you can
And
still
tomatoes.
see that page, I think.
Yeah, I think it's still available. Yeah, I think it's the same page.
And yes, DK, that is true. I'm just saying that both did exist. Like EU format, there's going to be quite a bit to talk about when we get to Ancient Sanctuary.
Yeah, it's interesting to like
monster,
consider
right?
that like it's interesting to consider that how like for a while, like all the like from Pojo, the lot of deck lists we got were just kind of like local decks of people like, oh, I'm playing this Super Skull awesome turbo deck, and all these like weird like janky names of kind of just gumbo thrown together stuff for the most part. To worlds like, oh wait, no, people can actually like put these cards together and have like legit strategies and like power cards and optimal things, and it's just kind of wild to think about. Like before that, in the wild west of Yu-Gi-Oh, especially like let alone by Critter format.
100%.
I thought about
Like,
some way to kind of play draft to sort of emulate that, but I haven't managed to come up with anything that wouldn't just be kind of bricky and grindy.
My friend and I actually bought a Metal Raiders box set, and we like split the packs in two. And it's actually kind of fascinating, just like how it works. I mean, there's a lot of like beatdown. You're like, all right, what kind of crappy treat monsters do I add? And then you start to use cards like Paralyzing Potion or like Ring of Magnetism. Like really, like cards are like, all right, this is good in the context of this, and it's a really fascinating like you're never going to build quite the same as like when you were a kid playing the game. But it's interesting to like look at some of these kind of crappier cards that you probably wouldn't have played otherwise. Like, all right, well, like theoretically, if I did play with these cards, it's just kind of like interesting like concept, especially with the recently like released like 25th anniversary booster boxes.
Yeah, the 25th anniversary boxes were great for filling out old decks. I bought a lot of them. They were great. But like I remember playing like when I first started playing the game, like just friends in the playground style. We always thought even if your monsters were in attack position, you took the defense stat when you were attacking head on. So like we had decks full of like reliable guardians and things. So even though your monster was in attack position, just reliable guardian to protect it.
Oh man, I think my playground was you could like activate trap cards like spell cards. Like there was no
100%.
difference.
Yeah, and strangely enough, World is when we start seeing actual thinking about a metagame to just jump straight to what the OCG showed us. But in Imperial, Android, Joey Pegasus, and Fiber, you see these people actually starting to try and develop a metagame. Imperial had Clown Control, New Age Beatdown, Exodia, many different decks.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them don't work nowadays because the deck building has evolved. But Android, I saw a list that almost card for card copies the BS deck. They figured out the trio is very good.
Yeah, and like the theory crafting of back then, it was like so interesting too. You know, like around the time of Fair Servant, a lot of people were more hype on stuff like Mirror Wall. Like that was kind of like people like, yo, Mirror Wall, let's go.
Yeah. I think I've got to head out for the night, so I'll just say thanks for having us. GG's, Ghost. Bye, all.
Cheers, dump truck. Good games, man.
Yes. Yeah.
Get into
Thanks.
the
Thanks
shop.
for doing it.
Get your repairs.
Thanks. Night.
Good night.
So
You too?
so Ghost, moving forward, what would you change about your deck?
Honestly, this is going to sound bad for Mecha format, but I might cut the poly package.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It was great fun to play it, but it really doesn't provide much to the deck. I'd probably play more removal as well. Like I was only playing one Fisher in the entirety of the deck, not in the side deck, because I had the poly package in there. But if you get stuck against a big Muka Muka, you're a bit screwed.
What would you like play? And it's like, would you do more like smoke screening compared to, like from Exodia to like a more traditional style thing, or is it just like just more like removal?
Yeah, like game 2 and game 3 against Dump Truck, I took out the Exodia package and the Judgments and put in Muka's Mechanical Chasers. So it was more just like a sort of aggro good stuff than anything. But it was definitely more consistent than the poly package.
Okay, so
it's still more fun. Like we need to be honest, like it is more fun to summon a Black Skull Dragon.
oh yeah, it's really hyped to like watch on stream. Like if you go back and watch pretty much any time there was a fusion summon, I was just going crazy. Like so, how do you feel like something like this, this mecha format, critter format plus, is like compared to normal critter format?
I think critter format's probably still a bit more skillful. Like this one can be really sacky. Like if they hit 2 polys and enough monsters to bring 2 big monsters out in the field, like that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But like it does add that wee bit of change. Like being able to summon a Black Skull Dragon is brilliant. But like critter's definitely still going to be the more popular format. It's definitely the more skill intensive.
Do you think that's just a case of like people wanting like you all have mentioned just wanting to run more of like the janky stuff like polymerization as opposed to because you can still run the same deck from the past and it'll still work in this format. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
and just sub in the mechanical chasers.
Minor alterations, but yeah, otherwise that's correct.
I think if somebody had, if you would probably see if this was a bigger tournament, you'd probably see Mass Control and Muka Muka Turbo being the most popular decks and ultimately winning any bigger tournament anyway, just with the added mechanical chasers. Because over a long number of matches, they're still going to be the more consistent.
Oh yeah,
Exodia
absolutely.
also has a chance, so it's not that major. Exodia won anyway. We expected you to win, honestly, but the fusion package is really cool.
I'll be honest, the main reason for bringing Exodia was just because Jeff Leonard, the guy's a legend. Jeff Leonard's a
Yeah.
legend.
Mystic Mine.
Oh
He
man,
can't play it anymore, so he had to learn the game.
not gonna stop him. That was such a fun duel to watch.
Oh, definitely.
I have to do
But
an Exodia video soon or something.
it's even nice just seeing their like the sort of small interviews they did as well. Like they just seem like a really nice pair of lads. Like it's
Yeah, usually when you
It's
think of
actually-
Exodia players, you think of like, oh, this guy's a piece of shit.
you just think of some degenerate sniveling on the other side of the table like me.
Some like overly
Isn't that what
serious
Jeff Leonard is, though?
solitaire.
Despite being a legend,
No. Jeff
he
Leonard is
plays
just
Mystic Mine.
No,
That's
he's just-
degenerate.
He is just an absolute legend. Nothing degenerate about him.
Hey man,
He is the good dad that we all wish we had.
hey man, even Crystal Beast played Crystal Mine. Everything, if they could, they would.
Exactly.
Literally played Mindburn. Just Mindburn.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not his fault.
Isn't that-
Konami printed the card. I'm just saying.
It's actually the TCG's fault for not banning it sooner.
It should have been.
OCG took care of that years ago.
I'm on the mindset it probably should be like limited, but either way, it should have been hit like way before. Because I do think it did. The cause of Mystic Mind did make people have to add more back row removal cards. Like it really checked their overall deck building, which I think is
Yes.
a fairly solid thing for the game. But
Yeah.
Konami did this consistently throughout, like Kaiser Coliseum, Vanity's Emptiness, Mystic Mine. They always
Yeah.
really oppressive cards like Royal Oppression. Just
Yeah, Coliseum actually sucked on release, in fairness. It was made for a different time.
yeah.
And so was Royal Oppression, though. Royal Oppression was useful in OCG Chaos format, but other than that, not really. You don't see it until special summoning starts actually being a thing.
I mean, we've been seeing
consistently.
like all these. I mean, it's just the whole thing of like floodgate cards. I mean, they've existed for, probably since like Jinzo and Imperial Order. It's just a matter of like how the format can like play around it. And I feel like in the case of Mystic Mine, like the top duelist, if they can build their deck to keep in mind that hey, back row can be a thing, then like they'll probably win out Mystic Mine more times than not. And we did see a lot more play of back removal cards too, which I think is good for the game.
Until the final format, in which Mystic Mine just kept winning and winning and winning, and nobody adapted.
Yeah, but that's also an issue with just meta cards in general. Like, I mean, Tier Laments, the Shizu.
Yeah.
And then
Yes, I understand. It was a bit of a joke at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it's a completely absurd card that probably should stay banned.
At that time, you had what's it called, Metaverse and
Oh yeah,
Pseudospace. Like so, you could Mystic Mine on your opponent's turn, and you could Pseudospace them to get rid of a Mystic Mine that they had if you were playing against it.
Set rotation works too.
That's it. Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. Pseudospace is the one where you can copy the effect of a
Yeah,
set
yeah, yeah.
rotation. I'm thinking about set rotation.
Yes.
You could give them a field spell.
And get the card yourself.
Yeah,
The pseudo space, you still see it in OCG lists, but not really competitive anymore. Like Upstart isn't competitive all that much, Into the Void, etc. But pseudo space is really for chicken game. You use activate chicken game and use pseudo space, and you have chicken game, and you basically use chicken game 6 times.
Which thankfully that card's been banned for quite some time in the TCG.
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not that good. Probably could come back in the TCG anyway, even if we don't like it.
I mean, I remember talking about like, oh, they should unban Yatagarasu like a few months before they actually did it,
Yeah.
and like came out
Ooh.
and like,
Can run it, but not much else.
yeah, it's just like it can't be special summon. It's just kind of the way decks work.
Shino
Like-
birds, but yes.
And,
that is true.
and Shino Birds just got some pretty solid support in the recent Age of Overlord set, which is kind of cool. But like the bigger card from the list from early 2021, like that was Change of Heart, and even that was like, like it saw play at first, and slowly kind of like crept off the ban list. But like in Critter format, like that card was like, oh yeah, no, playing Change of Heart, no problem. Like of course, every deck.
Yeah,
Change of Heart
especially
isn't
for the Magician
seeing
of
that
Faith.
much play. Yeah.
I mean that's
Modern
like,
Change of Heart isn't seeing much play.
yeah, but like
It's seeing play, but
Yeah, it's not-
I still say don't bring it to 2 or 3.
yeah, like it's
That'd be
not
horrible.
terrible, but it does have like its uses. Like it's kind of as like Monster Reborn, like these cards that like are completely fine at 1, like no issue. I mean like Raigeki I think should be at 3, just the way like the card kind of works nowadays. But like you're saying with Magician of Faith, I mean with Critter format having all these power spells, it like just makes Faith a much more like difficult like and skillful thing to like play with like throughout the game, which is something, I mean, obviously you don't see like current meta, which makes like this format like way more unique in that regard.
Yeah, that's why in game 1 against Dump Truck I shotgunned Raigeki turn 1
Mm-hmm.
because he had already used Pot of Greed and then set a monster, so you guaranteed that he had a Magician of Faith there and that he was going to start cycling Pot of Greed.
Yeah, anytime I saw someone like Dark Hole or Raigeki a face down flip monster is always like a oh no kind of reaction.
Well, like at least it was Raigeki, at least it wasn't a Change of Heart and your opponent takes it.
Yeah, get that effect
That
off.
hurts so much. But yeah, in Critter, like Magician of Faith's nuts because you don't have Nobleman or anything out yet. You really, only ways of getting rid of it are Tribute to the Doomed and Share the Pain.
Maneater Bug.
Yeah, Bug. But you would need to have that. You would need to have the foresight to set that the turn before.
We did see one bug on stream.
It might
Which
have been
was
Dump Truck.
interesting.
He was saying that he was running. He was running Bug in the main, I think.
I ran Bug too, but not in the main.
Bug's definitely an interesting card. Definitely as it's not as favorable in the main deck compared to like Yugi Kaiba format, which I think is like really interesting. But that's also because of you have Sangan and Witch running around everywhere.
And
Yeah.
later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just sees a little more play like when like Jinzo and stuff comes around too. But
And then Treasure. Mystic Tomato. Pop it at all costs.
yeah, anything that doesn't mind being like destroyed, but at least in Critter format, it's definitely like an interesting case of like cause with Critter format being like the second main format, like with using the second list, you definitely see like the first case of like a meta shift with like cards from like formats past. Like you don't really see Bug that much. You barely see like reinforcements. Like something like Waboku is still like such a strong card, or like Giant Soldier Stone still fits like the bill of what it needs to do, and it's
You
interesting
might
to see.
Wall of yeah. You might see Wall of Illusion in Critter, but you're not seeing it in this format.
You don't think you'd see it in Mecha format? It still counters
No.
Chaser.
You don't get damage for the Robin Goblin. Why would you play it?
That is true.
Your other problem is bouncing a monster back or bouncing something back if you're running a lot of Muka Mukas as well.
Yes. It's useful in Critter because if a Lajin attacks into it and you flip Robin Goblin, they'll bounce a card back and be forced to rip another card out. And then you can switch the Wall of Illusion and poke in and rip another card. In Mecha format, Mechanical Chasers 1850 means that they will take no damage at all. And Wall of Illusion just sits there helplessly. And you get less value off of it.
Yeah, that's
subtle differences.
That is true.
But the subtle differences, but they can be very big. And deck composition.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see like how Mecha format advances like in the future. Like obviously it's not like a format, but like as a side format, it definitely feels like one of the more popular ones throughout like early Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I feel like it's go. Sorry, go Ghosty.
No, I was just going to say I haven't played any of the formats that I haven't enjoyed. Like you need to know going into these sort of like mid formats, like the unlimited formats, they are going to be sacky. But as long as you accept that they're going to be sacky and just have a bit of a laugh with them, they're great formats to play.
This one is less unlimited and more. We add new cards that we can't add to the other one. Like Critter and Mecha are mirrors to each other. Where Critter goes, Mecha is likely to go. Other than the fusion decks.
Yep, Mecha's basically what people used to think was Critter.
Yes.
I mean, remember when Android was originally Joey Pegasus?
He doesn't.
A while back.
That did change quite a bit.
There was a short period when Morphing Jar was legal for Treasure.
Oh, 3 Morphing Jars and Treasure.
Yes. That brought a massive complaint.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it is like Morphing Jar TP2 is a weird scenario, but Morphing Jar is like completely a way more meta warping than like Mechanical Chaser, or like Versago is.
Yeah, the Hunter's subtle. The Metapod sucks.
Nothing subtle about Jar. That's for sure.
Guys, I am going to have to call it a night. That is 2 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah, thank you for like joining on this nice little chat afterwards, and congratulations again for becoming a local legend for BSox's Discord. Hopefully, he gets to check all this stuff out when he gets the chance.
Before I forget,
yeah,
here's your hat. It's not a jester hat this time. It's a Link hat.
I'll take it.
Just for you.
Very exciting.
Better than the hunt hat they usually give them. No, look, guys, take care. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for streaming, Janjo.
Yeah, thank you all, and thank you for everyone who's been sticking around, and I'll see you all later.